worst for vocal fry.
Got to keep that lubrication going. You have to keep that.
Yeah. I get dry mouth, so it's really hard. I got to drink constantly, like waters, Monsters. Like people say Monster's bad for you, but it coats your throat. So
energy drink.
Have you ever used throat coat?
Yes.
Yeah,
throat coat and tea and honey.
I don't like that stuff.
Really, mix it with honey.
Yep,
and you're
and
straight.
tea, honey and warm tea.
Put a little bit of whiskey in it, and you're straight.
I didn't think about the whiskey.
Yeah,
That's
man. Hey, you know, we talked whiskey.
Toddy.
Yeah, no, it's the move. Trust me, I've been down that road. Like, do you ever use like a humidifier?
I started to the older I got, but when I was younger, I was like, screw it, I don't care. Like I'm rock and roll. Like this is how it's gonna be. Like that was my mentality. I was like, just will it. Like it doesn't matter how damaged you are. I ended up ripping a vocal cord. I think when I was 23, and I had to completely restructure how I screamed and sang. That happens. Because like my singing was completely shot. Just shot.
Yeah.
So I had to relearn how to do all that.
You got to, yeah. So we played a show with We Came as Romans, and which was awesome. It was at the Thompson House back in like 2015-ish. So we got done playing with them, and at the end of the night, I went back and I was hanging with the Screamer, and I was like, dude, his name's Dave. I'm like, dude, like what? How do you tour? You know, how do you tour this whole year without messing up? He's like, bro, I do 12 hours of vocal silence. Yeah. He's like, I don't say a single word to anybody. I will write stuff down to communicate, and I won't talk, and I sit in front of a humidifier, and that's how I'm able to tour, 300 days a year. And I'm like, that is amazing. And that is the discipline that nobody has. How do you have that discipline? Because the rest of the band isn't doing that. The drummer's not doing that. Dude. The guitarists aren't doing that. They're all talking. Even the singers, the screamer's the one that has to be disciplined.
Dude, I can't not talk.
Right.
Like, both of us, as you could probably notice, we never shut up at all.
You talk an appropriate amount, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm a talker too.
When we talk,
we're all talkative people.
Yeah.
It's part of the.
There's time to be quiet, and there's time to talk. And I
will be quiet when I'm sleeping.
We'll get on conversations, and then we'll look at the time and be like, how did 7 hours? Like, where did time just go? Like,
yeah.
It literally is like that. It's so crazy because we'll get on conversations and we are very similar in many ways. This thing, I feel like I can keep banging my face on it.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
Just keep it right there. Perfect. You got it.
I bet you guys just got me on camera, literally. I know I just got it on my live.
I hope so.
You're on there.
I did get it on my live, too.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's all right. It's all right. It's just a microphone.
Myself,
it just picks up the audio for us.
Yeah.
That's all.
No big deal.
Yeah. But okay, so let's get to some questions real quick. All right. Yeah. Let's get to the good stuff. Right, enough about us.
You get to her first.
Enough about us. I'm more about you. We're on this every week. So all right. Question is.
Throw it at me.
Yeah. So we talked about your name, right?
Yes.
State your name again for us.
The nickname?
The nickname. Your alias.
Your alter ego.
Your handle.
So many
your most famous alias.
Shamelessly reckless.
All right, so you say you're shamelessly reckless. You said where it comes from is your...
I ain't got no shame in anything,
no
obviously.
Shame in, okay.
It is what it is with me. You get what you get. No shame.
All right, no shame. And you model.
I do model.
Yep. And how many photo shoots do you do, let's say, a year?
Well, I honestly, this is something you guys probably don't even know either. I don't do too many actual professional ones. I do a lot myself.
Okay.
I did read that, and that was pretty impressive. So do you want to become your own photographer?
No.
Or it's just one of those things where like your shots and you.
Oh yeah, because literally I can have my phone literally on front facing, put on a 10-second timer. Yes, I've hurt myself many a times trying to run and get back in the pose I had set, but it's easier, and then I can edit it. I have it all right there. Like, it's easier that way. And back when I first started on Instagram, because how the Instagram thing started, I turned 30, getting ready to turn 31. That was my midlife crisis year. I'll fully admit, 30 for me was like old. I was like, oh my God. And y'all probably didn't even think I was that old.
I didn't even think you were that old now. So that's impressive.
Good skincare and staying out of the sun.
I have the same problem too. I'm 33 and no one can ever yes, it is.
Yeah, and if I don't
can't
have
do anything
makeup
about it.
on, I get carded.
If I
for
didn't have a beard, no one would be
lottery
like,
tickets.
I'm not even
Felt.
21. I still
Felt.
get ID'd. I'm
I will
like,
shave my face and look like a baby.
right, it's
I
awful.
can't stand it.
The world did it to me, whatever.
You know, it's going to come in handy when we're like 50.
Yeah,
That's
I
going
hope
to be
so.
nice.
Bro,
Yeah, same.
I definitely look my age.
And see,
at
I've
this
heard
point.
it's
This
my
is-
personality
man.
too.
Bro, it's experience. All
Dude,
this
the gray is
experience, bro.
distinguished.
But you got the perfect thing going.
Yeah.
You're just fine.
Yeah, especially with the
He-
ear.
I'm
you
just,
get, you're
I'm
Jay's
just
just
glad.
fine.
I'm just glad I have hair, man. Like all my friends at this age,
That's what I'm
they're all
saying.
weak. They're all weak up top, bro. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, man.
You grow it out.
I don't have to wear hats. I like to wear hats.
Man,
Oh, I will
I
be
wear 'em 'cause I
rocking
sell 'em.
weaves and
Hey, I
wigs,
pay to
even
keep.
then.
I'm not gonna lie, I pay to keep my hair, but you know what? Shout out to Hims.
Hey, Hims is dope
Yeah,
though, bro.
yeah.
And-
Shout out to
and-
Hims.
And
Yeah.
the hair is. I don't know if you like just chopped that one little piece before you got here to do that little Johnny Depp crybaby thing
Oh,
going on. But you're
bro.
killing it, son.
Looks good,
Dude, this has been my
Yeah.
signature thing since I joined Safety Net is having like a blonde
Bro,
piece.
there it is.
Yeah.
She loves it too. Johnny Depp crybabies are her
Oh.
favorite character.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what though? In all reality, like justice for Johnny Depp.
Oh,
I'm
hell
just
yeah,
gonna
dude.
say
Yeah,
it.
man.
Like that girl's
He is
playing
getting-
it so
yeah,
thick.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Well, if you look at her, like
I
you can
watched
tell
the
she's
whole
washed
thing.
up.
The recording of her saying that no one's gonna believe him.
Yeah, that's
That's
wild.
enough.
That's of that.
Yeah.
Tomb,
I,
shut
Johnny
the tomb.
Depp.
Shut the tomb. It's over. Like
Yep.
if there's a recording, someone saying no one's gonna believe you, they're gonna believe me. You can just
What do you think?
That
You
is
think
so
someone's
sad.
Johnny
It's
Depp
over.
and
unfortunately, like
There,
with an ex when I was really young, I had that same situation, and like it's so damaging to somebody mentally, where it's like,
yeah.
wow, like people really won't believe that, like,
Right.
and for him having so much success and then getting it all ripped away, like.
over something
like
that
more
was
power to him to
never-
keep his composure the way he
Yeah,
is.
I saw-
and I'm a woman, and I totally agree because I know people like that. I know how malice and toxic and vindictive, and it's like
it's
why?
easy to
How?
spot when you've been through it, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
God,
seeing
yes,
Definitely.
yes.
like seeing the whole like Amber Heard on how she was like mimicking what he was wearing and everything. Like, I mean, I got assaulted by a female. Like my ear was
You
bit
did?
off. My
Yeah.
left eye was like.
I know us females can be crazy.
and I'm having
I went
so
through it.
much pain in my eye right now, man. It's just dripping. Like I had to take the eye patch off just because like I've got so much pain in my eye. This happens every day, bro, and this has been since 2014. 2016
Oh, wow.
this has happened. I've had like 5 eye surgeries to try to fix it. I've got a half an ear underneath this
Right.
thing here, but like seeing like how Amber Heard like treats a situation, it's like holy shit, dude. Like that, like there's a group of humans that are actually like that. Like what happened to me,
Borderline
like,
sociopathic.
It's
bro. She she
narcissistic
thinks it's okay. Like and
Yeah.
then, like
yes.
I don't like. It was so weird because like one of the text messages, like I've got like all the screenshots from my lawyer and stuff like that. But
Right.
when this Amber Heard stuff was going on, like I don't know how, but like all of a sudden I picked up my phone and it was on one of the messages that I had. Like I just got in like our favorites or whatever, like the certain file folder was, and it was like it shows like it was just text messages of her and I, and it was like, you know, oh well I think you look better with a half a ear. And then
The
and
hell?
then the next message is
That's a red flag.
like
Way back.
and this is after she bit it off. Like she was the one that bit it off.
Oh, I
So,
would.
Oh,
I'm
and then-
crazy,
and then the
so
next-
I'd be
the next
slicing
message
some tires,
was,
doing some crazy stuff.
motherfucker, don't ever talk to my mom again, because her mom kept texting me like trying to like calm everything down,
Deviate the situation.
Yeah, but like she goes like
mediate.
from this to this. It's like, bro, like that's like
That's like manic, bipolar, multiple personality.
Oh, for sure.
Narcissistic.
For sure. And it's happening.
I wouldn't say it's
sociopathic.
multiple personality, but it's definitely
Oh, there's-
narcissistic,
there's some-
sociopathic.
Narcissistic.
Oh
'cause-
yeah, there's some multiple
Yeah.
in there too, definitely, because going from literally that high to that low, and there's no in between. It's like literally two different, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Literally.
experienced it as well. Like we did an
I think
episode.
everyone
We did an episode recently on
probably has realize but
trauma.
won't ever admit to it.
We did an episode recently on the podcast with a lady named Pamela. She runs like a trauma center, and we both have.
She wrote a book.
Yep, she wrote a book, and we both have ours. I went through the domestic abuse. I went through my own like whole situation. 2016, same time he did. I was living with a girlfriend. It was a whole thing, and she went through a whole situation with a custody battle, and I just got the brunt end of it. And like it was a split personality, man. Like literally, she would turn that off. She threw a remote at me, broke our pre-spectrum remote against the wall, and I'm like, jeez, Pete, she threw. I got recordings, I got all this stuff, and at the same time, I'm just like, I don't even care to have it anymore. But at the time, I thought, I was like, this is stuff that's gonna save my life. I realized the Martin Luther King Day, the police station isn't open. Fun fact, and like stuff like that. Just like you go through these stuff as a human that other people aren't realizing they're affecting you, and they're just dealing with
They
their
don't
stuff,
care.
Yeah.
and they don't care. They're
They're so stuck
They're
in their
real-
own
yes,
sense of self and
yes,
what's going on
yes.
that like
yes,
they don't
like,
see outside of it.
Dude, she pulled a steak knife out of me and
And
chased
it-
me
and
through
it
the
was
house, and I'm like,
probably
man,
your fault
I didn't do
somehow.
anything. Yeah,
exactly.
right.
They
Exactly.
always flip it on you
because they're exactly.
they do no wrong ever.
Exactly, because it's in their head, and it's not about you. You're just there
No.
for the process of what they're dealing with.
You're literally
Exactly.
there punching back.
Correct.
See, and
yeah.
unfortunately-
sad, man.
I like unfortunately like I hate to be the one to say it and own it, but I do own it. Like
own
like
it,
I
yeah,
suffer with
for sure.
borderline personality disorder.
Okay,
So like when
yeah.
I didn't know how to deal with it, I was like up and down and very hard to deal with bands, relationships, family.
Yeah.
Because he isolates.
Yeah,
That's what.
I'll isolate
how
and just
we
shut
ended.
down
Sure,
and
sure, okay.
shut out people, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, I need to lock in on me.
Yeah.
And then like, there was times when I was younger, like I would, it wasn't like a crutch. It's like, you need that person to make you feel a way that you can't feel on your own.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was so painful not knowing what was wrong with me and how to deal with it. But like, that's the
It's
thing that bothers
painful
me.
for other people around him too,
Yeah.
because I was asking bandmates because we weren't together, but I could feel like something's going on, something's wrong. Like,
But
'cause-
like the thing
and
that I've noticed
he does that.
as if you put it out there, if you're honest about it, if you get the help that you need, like
Yeah.
it is
There-
so manageable. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have become a very calm, collected person.
Yeah, I would have
over the
never.
last
I would have
couple
never been
years.
able to tell you that. I would have
yeah,
never
I'm the
known.
complete
That- well,
opposite.
Very
that's a
calm.
big reason for my
Since-
sobriety,
Since
too.
I met you the last time we talked, like
Yeah.
way back, I would have never known you went through that. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
trust me. Like when I
man,
get manic, it's pretty,
Sure,
it's pretty
sure.
crazy.
And I hope people I've dealt with that have had experience of that have gotten the help they needed. Like
But a
I
lot
hope
of
so,
people
too.
I hope
I hope so,
I
too.
hope they like have sorted out their
Well,
stuff. You know what I mean? Like
I've seen even
life's
kids,
long, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and I've even seen kids that are like in their teens and early like preteens that are like very similar mentality wise to where I was, and
Oh,
I'm like, I
yes.
see where they're coming from. I see what's going on with them, but it's like, I mean, you can't help them
I
until
work
they know
child
and they want to
psych,
be helped.
So yes,
Right.
there's the things kids go through nowadays.
It's
Even
sad.
if they come
It's
from
really
a
sad.
rich, 1% family, the things that go on behind
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
doors
Here's
in
the
a
thing:
family.
if you're rich, you could
Yeah.
be neglected.
The-
if you're
the
poor,
money-
you could
the
be
money
beaten.
has no
yeah,
bearing on
and-
it.
But
Yeah.
that's
That's a bank
but
account.
That's
Yeah.
what,
That's all it is,
That's
yeah.
what people
Yeah.
think. And then to know some of the things that even like my son's doctor told us that literally 8 out of 10 kids 13 and under, it's like 6 to 13, have or have been dealing with anxiety issues just because of how much pressure's put
I
on
couldn't
them.
imagine, man.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
through
Social media is a
learning-
big thing about
social
that, too.
media, even the
Oh, for sure.
even me working in the educational system for a time, like they're starting to do standardized tests on preschoolers. Like preschoolers are supposed to be learning, occupational type things, how to, use their hands properly, to hold a pencil even. And they're wanting them to take standardized tests
to
on a
count to
computer.
50.
And they're supposed to be
Like
reading
30,
now.
100, yeah.
They're supposed to have sight words, and it's like, they're having that, and then the parents.
Hey,
that
shout out to my
wanna-
boy Gunner. He's killing it in pre-K.
My daughter's about to do preschool where we teach her sign language. We teach
Oh,
her.
that's so
That-
rad.
that's
That's
so
something I
good.
wish
Yeah,
I would have
that
done
definitely
earlier.
teachers that
Even
stuff.
I still
yeah.
use it with my daughter, and she's 15 with her having Down syndrome and her
Yeah.
being a teenager more than any, because she really is. We do not treat her like any different at all. Like, she would not tell you, she couldn't tell you there's anything wrong with her.
Yeah, good.
And
Yeah,
everybody at school.
it's excellent. Yeah.
Everybody at school loves her too. Like, I hear her on her TikTok. I guess you can
That's awesome.
write people on TikTok. I didn't know. She's a TikTok fanatic.
Good. Give her something to focus on.
Ugh.
Give her something to create, because creation.
Oh, she's a cheerleader.
Creation is the best
Very
thing for
cool.
humans, man.
Yeah, she can. She was actually, on the pyramid and.
Hey.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I remember.
yeah.
I remember when we were dating. She was sending me videos of her, and like
Yes.
every time she takes a video of her,
Oh
she's
my
like,
God, she would
"Stop!
go. She
Stop!
would
What are
literally
you doing?"
stop
But
cheering
it
to
was so
chew me
cool
out.
That's
to just
funny.
see her
It is
just
cool.
doing that.
Yeah, mom
like, that's
could
awesome.
never. Yeah, like I try to be the cool mom, but I'm not, and like I try to, sneak my phone right beside me, and she'd still see it, and she'd literally stop cheering and be like, "Mom," and like I have so many videos of her like. And she would say the most random things, and it was so embarrassing because the whole dang gym could hear her, because she obviously, I got a loud mouth, and then a mini me,
Right.
like with more sass. It's like, oh Lord, and like I'm literally like hiding my head, like she ain't my kid, I don't know her.
That's
Like,
funny.
but she'll look right at me, and then she'll come hug on me, and I'm like, yep, can't deny her now. She's right here on me. But yeah.
So you said you're in the education.
I did.
Yes.
I did, but I started making more money off Instagram. So I quit the 9 to 5, and
Hey, nice. Yeah.
I haven't worked a 9 to 5 job in 2.5 years.
That's awesome,
That
man.
is
And
awesome.
I was so I
6
actually,
months
you
of
know,
it is when I quit. 6 months in, because back in the day before Zuckerberg took over,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a super nerd. So doing my research and all that, like I did my research. I saw on TV that people were making money and getting free stuff off Instagram. I'm like, psh, I'm a jaded girl. Like, if I'm looking good, I'm going to take some selfies. What girl isn't?
Right.
Like, I will fully admit it. If I'm looking good, I'm going to be taking some selfies. So why not post them? Tag companies I may be wearing, I might like.
There it
and
is.
then
That's the secret.
pages
The key.
that feature pages, or pages that will do, a story for story post, just shouting each other out and helping get followers.
Networking.
And it's literally that, and like being out in the public and all of that, and I'm pretty recognizable, unfortunately. I try,
It's
but
working for you, so.
well, it's still a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll be out somewhere, and a fan will come up, and I'm a small town girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I ain't anybody famous. Like, but to see people think of me that way, it's still,
It's a weird adjustment.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
for
signing
sure.
autographs, and like, shout out to my #1 fan that goes to every show, and we'll talk tomorrow about where I'll be Saturday. Yeah, so you guys can come see me. But sorry.
No, that's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
literally,
This is one of the things that if people want to be a social influencer, these are the things that you have to do. You've got to.
Give
You're
everybody my
multitasking
life.
right
Like,
now.
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
literally
You're
letting
putting the
in-
work in, right? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's constant. There's
Right.
constant messaging. There's constant. Like I was looking at the lockers. I was like, that'd be the perfect backdrop. Like, your head is always thinking. It's always thinking money. Like,
Artistically, like even if it's not
Artistically,
money,
I
it's
always
I
Yeah.
was gonna
Perfect
say
shot.
what I was bringing up last night, and what I was talking about, like what we have coming up, and like what I
Tell
thought.
them about it.
Well, I don't know if you might know more than you because you're young.
I'm the same age as you.
I'm older. I'm 34.
Y'all remember
I'll
Rip
be
magazine?
34 in July, so
but
we're
yeah,
about.
do you remember Rip
3 months.
magazine?
Yeah,
It's
for
been-
Yeah,
sure.
Rip magazine. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm a Rip girl.
That's awesome, man.
Well, somebody here is a pretty good drummer, and is
and a good-looking drummer at that.
Oh, thank you.
He's
Thank
a-
you.
You're like the
okay.
next Tommy Lee without the STDs.
Okay,
though.
so exactly. So
Oh, I
we
hope and
are
pray, I hope and
doing
pray.
a Tommy and Pam themed Rip photo shoot.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's
So
super
he-
dope.
Kind of commemorate the old with the new
Yeah, like
revamp.
you know, drummer, same drum style, everything.
Right.
Very entertaining sometimes.
Yeah. I like to be a front man
Sometimes, bro.
mentality with a
And
drummer
then-
style.
Even in the video, you could tell that
Oh, he
you
always
love
puts it
you
on.
love it. Yeah, like you're very
Oh,
Travis
God.
Barker with the arms.
I gotta
going
show
all
you
the
some
way
B-roll,
up
man,
and-
because I'm smiling ear to ear every time I'm behind that kit.
Oh,
like
God,
I'm
yeah.
lost.
Like,
it's
I
like
have
every
video.
problem that enters my life, every issue is gone.
Oh,
For
Right.
if it's an
it's-
hour, if it's 4
Yes.
hours, that time frame, it's gone. And
He's
that's
like
what I
a
love
giddy
about
little
music.
Kid. He really is. Like when they were doing the come down video, I was like getting shots for him so he could have content for his social media.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he looked at me, like he'd cheese like a little kid.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because he
that's-
loves being there.
Oh yeah. and,
Well, when I
like,
got sober, I found out, there were so many things that I used to enjoy doing that I wasn't doing anymore, like drawing, sketching, reading, photography, videography. Drumming is the main one. Like that was my first instrument that I fell in love with, and I was just naturally good at it, as
Right.
opposed to like being a vocalist and striving to learn new things and not being told constantly, you can't sing, you're not going to be able to do this. And I'm like, haha, watch me.
Dude, they'll tell you
Yeah.
all the time.
They tell me all the time.
They told me so
Yeah.
much. Like I played bass in my previous life. It feels like, but like,
Yeah.
so like I was playing bass and they're like, oh, you're all right at bass, blah 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 blah. But can you sing? Blah blah. I'm like, I can, but like, give me a shot. So
Right.
I ended up like. So have you ever heard of Zenna Screaming?
Yeah.
Yeah, Melissa Cross, right. So I downloaded both her videos.
See, I had
And
one of her videos when I ripped my
Yes.
vocal cord.
Yeah.
Melissa Cross, shout out to that woman. She's
No,
awesome.
She's
She is a
amazing. She's a
saint.
G. She's worked with everyone. Man.
Everyone.
Like, right. So
Yeah.
like I got her DVD and whatever, and like she taught like the jumping jacks and screaming the 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. And,
Yeah.
you know, like whatever.
What?
So like
Yeah.
I did all
I would,
that.
I would do cardio,
Yeah.
like light cardio, like jogging, and then before shows, like at least a week before shows,
Yeah.
and scream while I'm doing it, or at least get as the bare minimum of screaming, because I like to run around the stage. I like to jump around. I like to be
Yeah,
active,
same.
but I want it to
Same.
sound pristine while I do it. You know?
Right. You have to put books on your
Yep.
where your
Yep.
diaphragm's at, and just pump them out.
Once I'm locked into that
Yeah.
vocal fry, though, you can feel it in your diaphragm.
Oh,
'cause
for
it's
sure.
all
The
pushing out your
diaphragm.
diaphragm.
Exactly. It's all
Yeah.
diaphragm. People that are screaming from their chest are going to hurt themselves.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where you're going to really strain where your larynx are and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as you do it properly, you should be able to do it all day long.
Yeah.
And not crush yourself. So like,
And I've been very fortunate with most of my vocal fry techniques to be able to do that.
Yeah,
But there was
right.
one instance where
But I will.
ripped a vocal cord.
I'm gonna probably brag on him a little bit here, and he's
Sure.
probably gonna be like, "Ugh." But like I've heard him sing every freaking probably genre. I even made him sing a dang country song,
yeah.
and he can rap too. And like literally, he can sound better than Justin Bieber or Kid Leroy. He'll say, but literally the way he can like replicate his voice, or like there's a couple others.
Well, that's why I enjoy drumming and doing background vocals, because then I can just mimic my singer who's
Yeah,
awesome.
right,
and then
right.
I got him.
Right.
Like,
But I have
shout out to
these-
Jamie, because
Oh,
that
yeah,
dude's got the
Jamie
most
is-
perfect voice. Like
he does
raw,
have a good voice.
He has the cleanest
and he's so
tone.
sweet.
Oh my
you
gosh.
just want to
Oh,
go
it's all
hug
about
him.
tone.
He's
Dude.
like the
Tones
sweet
everything.
guy.
Oh,
Tones
dude.
everything. Like
Hi, Jamie.
yeah.
When
So-
we were
Safety net.
in like the first band that he and
Devon
I were
from Safety
successful in, we were called a stylish horror, and not whore, not whore,
horror.
horror. We played Warped Tour with that band. We got voted to play Warped Tour.
Cool.
Everything was like, we all just kind of like felt like the doors were opening for us, and then
Yeah.
we lost the other vocalist, and I would always tell James, I was like, bro, you got to sing. Like, you're so good. You've got to be the clean vocalist. And he's like, I don't know. Like, he's just very
I can
gentle
see
giant.
him.
Sure.
You literally
And,
wanna
like,
just go
now-
give him a hug and like love on him.
But now
just
he's
so,
got
like,
this confidence
Sorry,
that's
Jamie,
so
But
beautiful.
you're just so lovable.
He's got
Lovable,
this
right.
awesome confidence now, and like the way he
I
does
can
his
tell in his
cadences,
pictures
his
on
melodies, his
Facebook.
vocals, everything.
Like,
Like,
he's getting some
it's great.
swag to him. Like
He's
yeah,
he's
I've
finding his
noticed-
zone.
He's
you know what I
finding-
mean?
I've
he's
seen
finding his niche.
pictures,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, where
we've-
did this? Jamie, your pictures are turning out good, dude.
we've talked about it several times. Where like, as a band, you kind of you're selling yourself, like we discussed earlier. Building your own character. It doesn't have to be a character, but like building
Branding.
something off of yourself and
Yeah.
branding it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like for me, it
Right.
was Rip Roar Rock and Roll Party, wild drummer, tattooed, that still is wild but is sober.
Yeah, mine was the opposite. So I didn't do any. I had no tattoos, zero tattoos. Fronting
What?
I have zero tattoos. Fronting
Oh,
a metal
I'm-
band, Period. Like we talked about that.
Give you your first tattoo.
0. I could have many times.
I have to.
Oh, that
I
story you told me earlier was
I could have
golden.
never paid for a tattoo in my whole life. I have that many like homies that do tattoos, but my goal was once my band at the time had gotten signed, I was going to make the league.
Yeah.
But then right as we were getting close, every time we'd be close, we'd have to tour and stuff. And keeping members that can tour is the hardest thing in the world. Because people
Absolutely.
they can't leave
That's
home.
a hard
like
life.
I have disposable jobs. Like now I'm settled in here. I have a daughter. I'm doing my thing. But like there for a
Right.
long time, it was that pizza delivery. But it's delivery jobs. It's anything that you're willing to throw away and come back. The following week.
I'm not
And
gonna
that's how
front. I have a killer job. I have a killer job. Pays great, insurance, everything.
Sure.
But like, if somebody said, "Hey, sign on the dotted line, and you get to play 180 days out of the year at
I'm
least,"
gone,
at
right?
least, I'd be like,
Let's
pack
go.
everything into my mom's garage and I'm out. Like,
right, I'm gonna send a
Yeah.
2-week text to my boss and we're
Yeah.
gone. Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
be like, all right, I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna do the 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be out.
Yeah, 100%. I was
Yeah.
the same way. I was willing to drop
It makes you
everything.
giddy just thinking about it.
Right. Like there was this one show we played with this pretty decent band, and they were like, "You guys can come with us. We're heading to Indianapolis tomorrow. We're heading out Kansas City. We're going off." And like, I've been all those states. Let's go. But one member was like, "Man, I can't leave," and he was such a core member. We couldn't leave him behind.
That's
So we had to
worst.
turn it down a whole 2-week run, and
Only 2 weeks.
only 2 weeks.
2 weeks are
Oh my
fun.
gosh.
though.
We played a
That's
headlining show with them at
nothing.
Madison
That
Theater,
is nothing.
and they're like, "We want to take you guys with us," and I was like, "It's time to go. This is our moment." And he's like, "Bro, I can't leave. I can't leave Apple," because he was at Apple Genius Bar. So like, he's like, "I can't leave. I can't do it, dude. They would never allow." He's like, "We have to leave tomorrow." I'm like, "We have to leave tomorrow. We're leaving tonight. Like, we're gonna drive with him tomorrow tonight."
They,
And
they
all-
like
all of
pay
my
for
band-
college and stuff.
oh, they were
don't they?
yeah. So he couldn't
Dude.
leave. Yeah.
All of my band and shit.
Yeah,
like
man, it's
if any
painful.
of them were like, "Hey, we're leaving tomorrow," any of them will tell you. I'll be like the first one to be like, "My bag's already packed, dude. Let's do this."
Dude, I had a
Like,
bag too.
I'm ready
I had a
to
trunk
go.
bag. I had a trunk bag with the clothes that I never wore
Dude,
unless it was
I'll
time to
straight
go.
up
Yeah.
army fold that
100%,
shit,
yeah.
roll it up, and
Yep.
just compact it as
I
much
had
as
it so
possible.
compact.
Oh,
I had everything.
I
But
think anybody chasing fame is kind of
Yeah.
like that, just waiting for their
Yeah.
one shot, that one thing, and be like, "Okay, bye,
That
see ya."
spark
Yeah.
that'll light the match.
To me, it wasn't
We're
even
all
about knowing who I
searching
was.
for it.
I just wanted people the opportunity to
To know
hear what I
and
was
know you.
producing. You know what I mean? Like
And
my
know-
lyrics.
Yeah, and know
like,
that's you.
Right, like everything that I had worked for, I was just
Yes.
hoping for somebody to recognize. And we had a lot of people recognize, but I could never get a solidified group that was willing to drop at a dime and go.
Dude,
I had
I will
3
tell you
of 5.
what.
I had 3 of 5 or 4 of. We had 6 members, so like 3 of 6. 4 of 6.
See, I don't
Dude,
know why
I have-
people join bands if that's not.
I have been
Because
in,
they
like,
love playing
they love
guitar.
playing.
They love playing, but they love playing in front of their computer where there's protection. And as soon as you have to leave for a random city that they've never
Oh,
been to,
but the vigoration and the adrenaline.
some
it's
people
a
don't
high.
get some people
Some
don't get
people think-
hyped on
yeah.
stage. They more hyped about playing. Stage is kind of part of what they have to do. There's mentalities within
Yeah.
humans. Everyone's
Yeah.
different.
I love
Yeah.
studio
I
and
love
live stuff.
So do I. So
I
do
could sit in a studio for hours. Like, you need me to drum on a country song, you need me to drum on a rock song, you need me to drum on this,
Yeah.
that. I will absolutely do it.
But some people just want to be behind the computer. They
Yeah.
don't really
Oh,
care if they're
hell
playing in
no.
front of a human or not. And it,
Well, I mean,
I
that's
don't
how some bands now have their niche. Like,
Yeah.
there's a band called Chase Atlantic, 3 Australian boys, 2 brothers, 1 best friend.
You got
And
me
they're
stuck
killing
on
it.
them
They're
now,
killing
thank
it
you.
with Warner Brothers because they just keep popping out music.
Sure,
They
yeah.
they just started playing live. Like, they just became a live band, but like they have put out like, I think 4 EPs and
Oh,
4
their
full-length
music.
albums and
Oh,
like
they're putting out
constant,
music, yeah.
constant singles
and
in between those,
it's
and
good stuff too. Like,
and
you
they're
got me
constantly
hooked.
subbing between different genres, and I love it. Like, they're very unique. I'll have to send them to you later.
Please
I
do.
feel-
Yeah.
He's gotten me stuck on so many artists.
I feel like what you're doing right now, like with subbing like one guitarist with another guitarist, like kind of like the lines that Blink 182 did.
Yeah.
It's so genius, man, because like what you're saying is like this band just keeps putting out music after music, but like what you're doing in your own band is the same thing. Like, you got Safety
Exactly,
Net,
yeah.
where you're dropping stuff, and then you got this other lane that you're doing, and it's like, if you just bring one person in and sub one person out, you can have a whole different sound and a
Oh
whole
yeah,
different
we've
genre
talked
of
about it. We
music.
could make like 4 different bands out of the same group
And
because
bro,
we are all
that's-
very
and
inclined.
Really
that's so
could.
dope, man. That's what put, like Blink 182, Plus 44,
Yeah.
Boxcar Racer.
I loved Boxcar, dude.
Dude,
Angels in the Airwaves.
The
Like, they've got like
transplant-
5
the
bands,
transplants,
bro.
man, like
Dude,
everything
yes.
they did.
I will say, like, as we said with not having solid members in a band, like every band I've been in,
solid
there's
musicians,
solid musicians,
just not prepared,
unreliable people.
not prepared to
Yeah.
take the leap. There's
Yeah.
there's
There's a
solid
commitment
guys.
you have to dive
that's
into.
that's a tough leap too, though, man. Like when it comes to like going on tour for months at a time, like there's people like us, you need somebody like the Native brand that can print merch for you and get it out to you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
where, and a lot of the times you don't have like the $600 to put towards, 300 shirts to,
Right.
That's where those sponsorships
the
come in.
sponsorships and everything. Like
You got to think
sponsorships.
like a business.
Yeah, and that's
See,
exactly what we're doing now. We're
100%,
thinking it
man.
as a
'Cause
brand.
I
We look
literally
at it
think
that way.
I technically am a business as myself, but yeah, like
You guys are great together, man. Like I can see that you guys just bounce off each other, and it's like she wants to see you succeed, you want to see her
Yeah, I wanna
succeed.
see her
God,
thrive.
yeah,
like,
we
yeah.
we are so much alike. It's like our first conversation, like it was freaking hours, and we were like, "Where did it go?" And we were literally just like this.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
just
And we
vibing,
just-
talking about life and music.
He understood what I was thinking, like before I would say it, or we would finish each other's sentences.
Oh yeah.
Like it's our dynamic is weird probably to a lot of people because we are exes, but
Very much so.
we are still like, this is my homie, like.
And that's a friendship first, man.
Yeah,
And I
like-
would
that's how
still
me
do
and the wife
anything
are,
for
man.
him, anything.
And we had stuff that we were committed to, like this, that like, and it was like she hit me up, and I was like, well, of course I'm gonna still do it. Like, why wouldn't I?
Right.
Like, I mean, we made these commitments prior to even splitting up. Like, that doesn't change the fact that like I still respect you as a person, as
yeah,
your
it
own
wasn't
brand.
a bad.
You know.
It wasn't a bad breakup. It was
Yeah.
literally.
So you guys are this close together right now, and you guys aren't together.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We're
You
not
guys
together.
need to be together. You guys are a power couple. You know what I mean? If you guys can figure out how to balance each other's life, like me and Kaylin, when it comes down to our relationship, man, like it's having two different hearts and two different brains in one relationship and trying to
Right.
keep all four of that happy is crazy, man. Especially when you have other kids involved. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
when Kaylin
Gears
and I
are constantly
first,
rolling.
bro, when Kayla and I first started dating, like I would get upset because like little things, and I think Jubal was the one that was like, bro, you can't like what are you doing, man? Like she puts her daughter before her own life. Like, why do you think that you'd be before her daughter, right? Like
Right.
when he said that, I was like, okay, I get it, bro. Like and then it's like we get to the point where we've learned each other, and like I've I want to see her succeed, and she wants
Right.
to see me succeed, and like having
mutual
having
thriving
that
mentality.
balance in the relationship is tough because we're two different lives.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
we're in the same relationship, but there's two cameras. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Yeah.
every moment that I have with her doesn't look like the moment that's in that she has doesn't look like the moment that's in my head, right? Because
Right.
she's looking at me while I'm looking at her. So it's like there's two totally different memories there. And you got to remember that shit, man, that like it's tough to balance those two, but if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
just water that plant and just,
We've been like this since the moment we met, I would say.
Yeah.
Literally, we got each other like it was kind of weird.
Just clicked.
you
Yeah.
guys vibe right away. I can tell you guys
And
have
I look out for him, like I'll like throw his
I mean, you-
name
you
into
literally-
the thing.
and
I would
That's-
take a bullet
That's much
for
appreciated too, by the way.
him.
I
Like,
mean,
would
you
definitely-
tried getting him a record deal, and when you guys weren't
Yeah,
together,
that
from
was-
what I
Oh
just
yeah,
Well,
like I still
yeah.
love the guy, Lucas, DJ,
and that's what I was gonna say is
I
like
still talk to the band
and
guys
he-
and like their stuff on social
Yeah.
media. Like they're the sweetest guys. Like that band together, even
It's
that's
so-
how I knew they would succeed because
That's-
the way
that's-
they work together.
the dynamic.
That's what I was
Yeah.
getting back to earlier. Is like every band I've been in except this one, and ironically, I've been in a
And
band.
it's all-
Like my
pretty
last
much
band,
all
Soul Seeker,
bands.
was our new bass player DJ. He was my bass player in that. Like I've played shows with him since 2010, and same with Jamie, our singer, and then the new blood, Lucas. He came in swinging, and we all leave the
You
ego.
need that.
All the ego doesn't exist. We don't
there's
even think about
none.
it. We just walk in and we
they
co-write.
become one.
Like-
and it's so crazy to see them work.
Lucas will come in with like a rough concept of a song, and then Jamie will put
He's
his
very
twist on it. Jamie will put his twist on it, and then like we'll come in and restructure it all together. Like we'll restructure it all as a team and work at it as a team. Even lyrically, like some of the lyrics for the last few songs, like I've really tied in together.
I mean, that
because of all three of us and DJ as well. DJ, our bass player, has been really putting in work and like social media wise and number wise, and like shout out to that dude because he's really been figuring out how to get more numbers out of like Spotify, Instagram, YouTube,
and that's key, bro. That's
they
key.
all
Like,
have their own.
and like you were saying, like merch earlier, bro. Like you've got your graphic design work is dope. Like the stuff that you're designing for Safety Net right now, like your merch that you're coming out with, is phenomenal, man. So like the fact that you can do that in house, where you don't have to like.
Absolutely.
Not only outsource it to somebody that's not in the circle, bro. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you never want to go to somebody else and go, hey, come up with what I want. You know what I mean?
We've solidified between each and every band member that the one thing for certain was that we love being a DIY band. We love having everything in-house.
In-house, bro.
Like we build all of our own sets on the music videos. We've done them all in a garage, and nobody would know it.
The Cincinnati video was dope,
yeah.
and Tyrell was like, bro, who did the graffiti? I'm like, I one of them did. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Actually, shout out to our guitar player Lucas, his sister. She is phenomenal. She's learning to be a tattoo artist too. Like,
very cool, man.
She does sick work. Design-wise, look-wise, like, she's killing it. Like, shout out to her, too. Like, there's so much talent involved in the band and around the band that I just can't help but, like, just hype all of them up.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like,
And
I'm so
then
thankful for all of it.
It comes off, like, being near it, that energy, like, comes off, like, on me, and I'm like, ooh, I need to do this, this, and this for him. I can do this. Like,
and that's
I
so
can help.
appreciated. It really is.
And then, literally, like, my friend that does A&R in Chicago, he saw the Come Down video, and he asked, like, who produced that? Like, where was that shot? And I'm literally like, the singer's garage.
Yeah,
like, they
it was
did
all
it.
DIY.
They all
Yeah.
did it themselves. And then I had a picture of one of the members actually shooting him drumming. So it literally showed, like, they were doing it all themselves. And he was, like, shocked, like, like how they write their own lyrics and like they all.
Yeah, we do all of our own
they're all
pre-production
very
too. We do all of it, and then
but
the
it
only
comes together so good.
Who is your producer for the music in? Because so obviously you're gonna write it, but then there's the producer is almost like an extension of the band, and usually he's the one that gets the least notoriety.
This is my favorite question.
Yeah,
like, because I can't wait to talk about this one.
I'll get there eventually. Yeah.
Okay, we went through a couple producers. So with Cincinnati, we went through one of our homies. His name's Clay Roberts, and he does sick work, like really punchy, really boomy, just in your face in there. Like that's what I love about Cincinnati. He really like amped it up. The next one, we went to another guy. I did not interact with him, so unfortunately I cannot name him. Cool. I apologize for that. But we went to him for stability, waiting on stability, and the sound wasn't the same at all, like when you line it up with the other two tracks. So we were like, we really need to solidify who's going to be our producer for the remaining songs, the EP, which we're going to put out all of our singles as an EP as soon as they're all done, but we're still going to just put them out as singles.
Yeah.
And give a couple bonus things for the EP.
Smart.
Like I think we're going to re-record possibly Cincinnati for an album version, because there's so many changes that we do now that are so different as opposed to what it was when we started, because it was just four dudes coming together that had this one song, and it was like, okay, you know, we didn't really accumulate our own sound yet and figure it out. And now with Come Down, we picked Nick Ingram from Capitol House Studios, right above Cleveland, Ohio.
Super dope.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he is.
So recording up in Cleveland.
Dude, he is amazing.
Awesome.
His studio is amazing. He is a wonderful person to work with. Like, he's just so easy to work with. And he is literally, his personality matches the band perfectly. Like, it's seamless.
It's like an extension member.
Exactly.
It really is.
Exactly.
I believe that they are a member, honestly. I put their name in everything, yeah.
And he just killed it. We let him have free reign on certain things in post, and he was so excited about that, and we were excited, and just the energy and vibe was all right.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we're definitely going to go for him for the rest of them. Like
Good.
that, and shout out to him because he just got a gold plaque for
Oh, I didn't
Beartooth's album.
realize it was
Like
on that.
shout
Oh,
out
nice.
to
Very
that.
cool.
Like
Beartooth,
shout out to
nice.
Capitol House. Shout out
That's
to
who
Beartooth.
that's who I'm trying to to get on the podcast. Is they're next level. They're headliner Warped Tour
Dude,
level.
yeah.
You know, they're huge.
I actually,
Caleb Shomo is on another level.
last
man. That
time
dude
I saw
thinks
him, they
crazy.
had Halloween Power Hour at the Emerson, an hour of Attack.
Oh
And
man,
I did the Revolution guest vocals with
Dude,
Caleb.
bro.
And it was
That's-
so cool.
people would dream about that moment,
Dude,
bro.
I had a blast. I did guest vocals
You
for
just
them.
made some major fanboys go nuts with
Dude,
that comment.
did that.
Yeah,
did
yeah.
Second and Sebring for Of Mice and Men.
Did you? Nice.
Yes, he
that's
let me
about
do
that's
Second
about
and
Austin's
Sebring.
mom, bro.
I know,
That's
because they
about
lived off the
Austin's-
they lived on the
yeah.
corner of Second and Sebring. yeah.
Right, dude, that's wild.
Dude,
Austin
it meant
has
so
been
much
through
to
it, man.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? He got so much criticism because,
He
as
shouldn't
he was
have.
going through that, he was, abusing drugs and dealing with it in harsh ways. And it's like, we all go through
He's
that.
going through.
Yeah.
He's literally
And then
going.
finding out-
health, his complications and his health.
He's making music
his
with
heart
Shaylee,
is
though, right now.
literally. Yeah, I know,
Dude.
dude. Shayla's a beast, man.
Dude, Shaylee's got such a beautiful soul.
Dayshell is one of my favorite.
Dude.
Like, dude, they're great.
I don't know if he's making guest features on a Day Show album or if they're just
He
making
should.
side stuff.
Dayshell stuff. We played.
Dude,
with
if they made like an A Mice and Men style album, just those two though,
yeah.
you know that shit
Yeah,
would
yeah.
sell.
Second Sebring era.
Yeah. Like-
Anything post that. I mean, it's good.
Dude, The
but,
Flood
like,
was solid.
The Flood was
solid.
good. The
and
Flood
I
was
liked
good.
the
I
Degen
agree.
EP.
Yeah, the Flood was good. The Flood was like the most crisp, I would say, recorded wise.
Joey
'cause there
Sturgis
was-
killed it
100%.
on that one.
Yeah.
I was on my
Joe-
way
yeah,
through Connorsville
yeah.
today, and I was listening
Did you?
to Icy Stars "Summer Died in Connorsville."
Ah, I played a show with Icy Stars before. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Skylet's,
No one
Skylet
likes
Drive.
Connorsville.
But like, yeah, it's oh man, dude, that's funny.
Dude, so many
I'm sure
memories.
you're familiar with Joey Sturgis, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
I had to harass him when I was
Did
17
you?
until he was like, "Bring me a carton of Basic Light 100s, and I'll let you stay for 2 days." And I was
yeah.
like, "Okay, bet."
Dude, he's a legend.
Dude, he is.
He's a legend.
He
And
did,
if
and
you
you know what?
see
His
the
Created the
town.
genre that we love. Dude.
Yeah.
Him and Prada have literally created.
Oh,
I love when he told
Yeah.
me that he tries to make every vocalist sound like a superhero or a villain, and I was like, "That's
Yeah.
brilliant."
Yeah,
Like,
he's brilliant.
He's a
brilliant.
genius.
Yeah, like,
I use all of his software. I'm not even gonna front.
absolutely
Like his software is so.
yeah.
It's just so easy to
Yeah,
use.
his presets are amazing.
Oh, I love
yeah,
it. I
100%.
love it.
Yeah.
Outside of
get it.
Melodyne,
You
I
get
rock
it.
with that,
You
yeah.
get it. You recognize.
We're
it,
on
you
the
get
same
it,
yeah, we're on the same wavelength
page.
right
Yeah.
here.
If you know, you know. It's one of
Yeah.
those things. Yeah. It's Joey Sturgis is dope. He's next
he makes
level.
the loudest.
He's
I like
it's
that.
he's not from Connorsville.
I like that everybody's reiterating because I'm just sitting here going like
He doesn't- yeah.
like a
what
tennis
is
match.
going
I'm
on?
just
Right.
watching the ball go
Right.
back and forth.
Some podcasts are J focused, and then this podcast has been like something I recognize.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
But that's the
is-
best
Because
juxtaposition, bro. Is
we're all, like, in a
we've got
similar-
Right.
two totally different genres here. Like I'm very good with fashion and the street stuff, and you're like I said, man, he's the most interesting man, bro. Like he was screamo. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
think that this dude.
No,
like,
he looks so like.
Dude, I don't know
It
why,
is.
but the moment I met him
It-
last year,
You
like
look
I kind of
a
got the
teddy
vibe.
bear too. Like
I
you
still got
just
the scene
got
vibe.
teddy bear. Guys,
My hair used to be a faux hawk and no facial hair. I was just like that guy. That was my
feel
only
that.
way to fit in because I
Yeah.
had no tattoos.
Dude,
I was just like,
I was
how do I
rocking-
look?
am giving
I was
the
rocking the-
first tattoo.
How do I look
It's gonna
edgy but
happen.
without?
Dude, that's how we were. Like we would do faux hawks with like the huge rat tails.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mine
oh,
went all
now
the way
I'm like,
back.
it's so cringy. But then I'm like, you know
Mine
what? It
went
was
all the way
cool
back.
back
See,
then.
I can see him doing that, but not. You're
Yeah,
too.
it's a
you
different
look too
era.
innocent.
I can see
I'm ready for a
I can
rat
see it.
tail, bro.
Yeah.
I'm ready to cut all of it off.
As
Except
See,
soon
I'm
as I
about
had
to do the
Charlie, I
mohawk
was like, grow
again.
my hair out, grow my beard out, and we're done.
See, I'm gonna do the mohawk again. I loved
That's
that
fair.
time of my life last year. I had the perfect mohawk, and when we did the 21 Pilots cover, like I just loved the look.
Nice.
I was like, it totally fits me. So I was like, I'm gonna just rock that. So waiting for it to grow out.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna do that.
your
Again.
hair's solid though. You got it.
Thanks,
That
man.
that
Thanks, man.
blonde there is sticking out. You know,
Dude, yeah.
you got the look.
Cry baby.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
had to get over addiction, bro. So that,
Yeah.
now that's something that obviously is a huge feat in its own, especially in the genre that you're in. Being in
Oh,
the music
yeah.
industry, like there's
It's all
writers
over.
where they they encourage the alcohol there, where they
I will
encourage
tell
the
you-
drugs and the coke and
that
all that
stuff's
stuff.
all around.
I will
like the
tell you that
studio,
even though
and
like we
everything.
didn't get famous enough to make hardly any money at all, like the alcohol and drugs came free.
Yeah,
like,
for
no matter
sure.
what.
Because all
Like,
the yes people.
it was always the women, the drugs, the alcohol for me. And it was like I wanted to have that rip-roar rock and roll mentality I was bred on. Like, I was bred on Motley Crue.
Right.
So, like, I wanted to manifest those 4 characters into one living human being.
Yeah.
And, like, be the next generation of rock and roll and rock star. And, like, I still kind of have that mentality of, like, rock stars aren't dead. It's just in hibernation.
Yeah.
And, like,
Rockstar's taking
They're
a.
coming
we need a
back.
new
I
class.
I mean, there's a good chance that Tommy Lee doesn't do coke anymore. He just
he's
has
sober
that
right now.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
has that Starbucks machine in the crib, and he's
I was
just
watching a
drinking
TikTok.
fucking espressos all day.
I was
man.
watching
Yeah.
a TikTok from his wife, and she was making fun of him, impersonating him, and he was like, she had like
Oh
6
my
cigarettes in her
gosh, she
hand,
always is.
and
It's
he was
so
like, "What are you
funny.
doing?" And she's like, "I got sober. This is all I got." And I was like, "I feel that so much because I'm just sitting there, one cigarette after another, because that's all I got anymore."
But he does it so cool.
But the
it's
sobriety,
very weird.
I
yes,
always
that exactly. Like
I've taken 5 cigarettes, not even finished
Dude.
one in my life. I'm
I
Dude,
just
it's
do
never
when
my.
I'm really drunk in Nashville.
It's funny. That's kind of like built into my DNA too. Is like
With the
I
homeless
was
guy.
I was
Shout out to the homeless
constantly.
guy in Nashville.
With living in the middle of
guy.
nowhere in the country, like I watched Lethal Weapon constantly on VHS. So like I looked up to Mel Gibson,
You
and
got
like
that Mel
I always
Gibson
had that
down, bro.
cigarette hanging in his mouth and stuff,
Yeah.
and like I loved it. But with the sobriety, you know, after having my son, I was back and forth, constantly battling, you know, myself, and then realizing I had BPD, and then realizing, you know, what the drugs and alcohol were doing not only to me but affecting everybody else. Like there was one point I dropped down to 115 pounds. Like I looked like I remember one person was like, "You look like Doc Holliday after he got sick."
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
that was the
Damn,
eye.
bro.
Yeah, it
That's
was
a
bad.
slap in the face.
was completely white, like almost
Y'all
an off
probably
white.
don't know nothing about
Like,
any of that.
and yeah, this is some stuff I don't really talk about, but
well,
you know,
even
it's
who Doc Holliday is, like, how many people would really know?
watch Tombstone, you'll get it.
Bro,
But
Val
anyway,
Kilmer's killing it, bro.
yeah, dude, poor guy. Yeah, he's struggling right now with his stuff.
Bro, that's crazy, man.
But-
That's a whole nother podcast to
Yeah.
talk about that shit.
Oh my
man.
gosh, but yeah, like I basically made the choice. I was like, okay, I got kicked out of my exes. I, you know, lost everything in a sense, and like moved into this apartment loft thing behind my mom's house at the time, and I had nothing but like a couple trash bags of clothes, you know, some little things here and there, and I was like, all right, this is my time to completely reset and rebuild my life, and that's exactly what I did. Like I spent that whole week either working or sweating it out and
For sure.
just hating my life every second. But by the end of it, like I said, like I found drumming again, I found designing again, I found photography and videography, and it was like all these little things that just faded. Because once my band that played Warped Tour in 2013, once they split up, it was like I moved away and the rock and roll was gone.
Mhm.
And all I had was leftover mentality of sex and drugs. And eventually that just makes you a character you don't want to be and nobody wants to be around. So I was like, all right, I got to do this for me. I got to do this for my son. And I got to do this for the longevity of my
Yeah.
career if I'm going to revamp it. And
For
it was
sure.
before I got back into music again that I finally sat down and was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And, you know,
Why do
it
you
doesn't
guys
bother me.
always
It
make
really-
my weird faces?
It doesn't bother me at all because like it's not even a thought. Like I don't need any of the things that I thought I needed then, and it's not a struggle. Like if I wanted to go out and drink, I would definitely drink because like it wasn't an issue drinking. It was when drinking was combined with cocaine.
For sure. I mean,
Because,
but that's the thing is like most people, you know, they get to the point where they want to drink and then they had 2 or 3 drinks. Like, all right, now it's time for, you know, a little bump, man. Just
Right.
just to get
Just
a little
kick back
boost.
up again, yeah.
Just to get a little boost, man.
See,
And
I've
that's-
always been high RPM, so like having that just made me feel like king of the world. Like there was no anxiety, there was no worry about what people thought. I could be a social butterfly naturally. But then like I just learned how to get out of my head and stop, you know,
And
being a
that's,
crybaby
and that's what it is.
yeah.
So you just got it out of
Yeah.
the head. And so do you use something else like and as a vice or like do you are you more creative? Like
I am definitely
on the
a lot more
computer?
creative.
You know what I
Um,
mean? Like is it like one of those things where like
Music, I would say, is your vice.
Music is a big one.
Oh, God, yeah.
Chain smoking cigarettes is another. I spend
Slushies.
Every day that I'm off, I'm with
Slushies are my shit too.
Slushies
man.
her thing. I spend a lot of time just developing the next thing I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
everything is like if I don't stay
Longevity.
busy, I'm not gonna stay sober.
Right.
You know, because idle hands. So like I just stay busy as possible. Every day I'm off, I have my son. Sometimes if I'm working overtime, I don't, obviously, but like I'll work overtime, work with my job till 6 p.m., get off that, do my shit for the band, do stuff for designing, do different things that I can push, you know, whether it's a cover, anything. I am constantly doing something.
And you're trying to brand yourself as well, like not
Yeah.
only as like a musician, as a drummer, but like you know, this is at this day and age, you're trying to like
It's a character. You're
you're
a
trying to
character
create
to
you're trying to
people.
create your own, you know, persona of like what you want people to see, and especially if you're going to be, you know, in multiple bands, you know what I mean, like
Right.
you want to have this personality that people can relate to, where you know they're going to want to listen to the next album, even though it's a little bit more metal or a little bit more, it's a little bit different than the other band, right? And that's the
Right.
thing, like with Angels and Airways and Plus 44 and all those bands, like they're not in the same lane, but they're on the same highway. They've all
Yeah.
got different types of
Yeah.
music
Exactly.
and different
I
types
feel
of
that.
sound, and you're able to relate to them because like that's Travis Barker on the drums. Like obviously I'm gonna relate to that. You know what I mean?
Man, I tell you, like between Travis Barker, Tommy Lee, and Aaron Gillespie, like
you
those three,
you got some fucking bangers, man. You got
Dude.
some big shoes to fill too, bro.
and I will do everything
He-
I can
he
to fill
can-
them.
I can tell, man. I can tell. Like,
I'm so driven to just see this band go the full mile, and we all are. Like every dude is dedicated. Every person that follows us is so humbling. Like shout out to our biggest fan, Billy. Like that dude is amazing.
Billy's biggest fan of Safety Net. We're shouting you out.
He is awesome.
Yeah, dude, and
Like
that's-
he messages me every day, and I message him back every day.
And those
And that's-
loyal fans is what gets you.
Oh,
and
it
that's
humbles me.
and that's the thing, man. Is you got to
You
make
got
sure that
them.
like when these people, when
Shout
these
out to my
kids, like when they
loyals.
come into like our store,
love
man,
you.
like you know these kids, they're not buying merch. They're coming in here because they know about the lab, right?
Yeah.
And they want their other friends to know, like, hey, come meet me inside the white room at 5:00. You know, and like they're not buying anything, but like we treat them as their kings when they come in. Yo, what's
Right.
up, bro? How's school? What's going on? Like,
Just the way, like
need
when we
that
filmed the
clout.
Cincy video, you
Youth,
pulled
man.
us in.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing is like you don't realize that as a kid, man. Like you know when you see these older adults that are like trying to mold you, right? They're trying to like steer you along. There was actually a Joe Rogan podcast I listened to.
I love Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and he
podcast.
was
That and Two Bears, One Cave.
oh dude, for sure.
I'm addicted.
Yeah, but Radio Raheem was just on, and he was like, "Hey man, like when I was a kid, I used to walk down the street, and one of my neighbors was a professional boxer trainer, and he's like, and I was only like 6 years old, and I would go in there, and he would like let me bang on the bags and everything. It's
Yeah.
like, and I'm sure this guy is somebody that like is super recognizable, and like he has other trainers, and he's like, but I was just a kid, you know, and this adult was just like letting me come in his garage and beat on his equipment
Right.
and stuff. And he's like, this, you never realize that the lives that you affect, like you said, when people come up and ask for your autograph,
It's
like
so weird to me because
You
I
know,
never.
I love
to
it.
this
I would
day.
do that all day. Every
all day, bro.
All
But
day.
to
And
me, it's
all day.
For me, it's weird.
Anybody
for
wants me to sign anything, I will do
Devin
it.
will do it.
I
but
will do
you
it.
guys know me.
With
you
a
know,
smile.
Y'all that have came out and met me at different events, came out and seen me wherever I was, or even saw me on the street. Like, I'll take pictures with you, I'll sign autographs, everything like that. But for me, I'm just a small town girl.
Right.
Like, I don't see myself any different than anyone else. And then when people come up and they treat you like you're a god or you're like somebody high and famous, like a Brad Pitt or, you know, somebody really famous, it's like, I just like to take pictures of myself and
Yeah.
wear
does it
gear.
make you want to work
Yeah.
harder though? Does it
It
make
does.
you want to?
I'm like he is. Like my brain never stops.
Right.
Like it does not. And then, you know, when we're talking, like things will bounce off. And like last night, shout out Trip Magazine. I kind of like he said he was friends with Tommy Lee. somebody's a huge Tommy Lee fan.
Right.
We're doing a
Facts.
Tommy Pam shoot.
Connect
How
the dots,
freaking
man.
cool would it be to do Tommy then, Tommy now?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
threw that in his ear because that's literally what came in my head. It never stops. So if it involves him, it involves safety net, involves me, or any of my friends. Like, I'll do it because I have friends all over the U.S. Shout out to my girls.
I'll never forget when I met Tommy Lee at Walmart.
Like,
Oh, shit.
In the
That's the place to meet him too, bro.
Dude,
Yeah,
found
few
out on
people.
Twitter, and I just hauled ass at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like he was on his way from Indy to Cincy for Crew Fest, I believe.
Oh shit.
And like he hinted at being some small town place, like some Shittyville, and I was like,
Wait a minute. I live in Shittyville.
wait a second, I live in Shittyville. And I pulled up.
Shittyville's
Pulled
hometown.
up. That
Yeah.
dude's covered, like got a hood up, like, and I was like, dude, what's up? And he's like, oh, what's up, dude?
Right.
And he was just so cool for the 2 minutes that I met him.
Right.
It was
And
even if he was a complete asshole to me, I probably would have been like,
But
that's
yeah,
rock and roll.
it's
Still cool, bro.
literally-
Still
Right.
cool.
That's
it's
still my hero.
Even
Yeah.
though they're just people too, because like I'll have, blue check marks, start following me or getting my DMs, and like there is one celebrity I've been friends with for like going on 3 some years. Like he has my personal cell phone number. I'll randomly get calls and texts. You know who you are. And like to me, that's like, why are they following me? I'm just like from BFE, Indiana. I'm
Yeah.
That's southern hospitality, man. It's that
yeah,
southern draw.
Southern
I was-
made.
yes,
and they
I am
think back to when
Southern.
they started. I think
But
a lot of times
literally,
they recognize
it's
the
how
hustle. They
found-
recognize it.
like,
You know?
in all
Definitely.
the degrees of separation, like between us. Like I didn't know he lived an hour away from me. Like I thought he lived like far away. Like his picture quality and everything. Like I was thinking he was like out in LA.
A lot of people think I'm fake.
Yeah.
Well,
I get a kick out of
get
it.
that too.
I get a kick out of
Oh
it.
my
We just talked about
God.
Joey Sturgis. He's in Indiana. He's not far.
He's in
He mo-
Michigan.
he moved.
Well, now he's
Yeah.
Michigan, yeah,
Now he's
but like,
Michigan
boy.
but he made his fame with Prada and everyone
in the,
else
in the
Indiana.
garage of his dad's
Yeah,
And it's
house.
right.
kind of
Yeah.
funny
And he's not
'cause
far from
that's
here.
The
No.
town
And he
I
created a
lived
whole
in
genre.
up until
Yeah.
last
That
week.
didn't exist
he
before him.
rebuilt
Yeah.
that to
Yes.
a T. Like if it wasn't for him and
Nothing would exist.
4, maybe 5 of those bands,
Dude, Warped Tour would not be what it
No.
was.
It wouldn't have
It was
thrived
punk,
10
but
years.
then it kind of fueled to
Yeah.
like August Burns Red, Matt Griner.
I remember my
you know what
first
I mean?
one was
Luke
pop-
Holland, all those people.
my first one was pop punk fueled. It was
Yeah.
Ace Enders, Mayday Parade.
Oh, Ace Enders, bro. Yeah.
Dude, it was
Mayday
all
Par-
the
Dude, I
classics.
watched them backstage. Dude, I watched him play piano and sing.
Oh.
3 Cheers.
Oh, my gosh.
And so it was me and like a buddy of mine and then like 10
Guys,
like
I'm not-
15
that's not
16-year-old
even
girls, and we were
American.
sitting back there watching
How am I
Mayday
supposed to
Parade,
read that?
watching him play, and I'm like, this is amazing. And all these girls are like salivating at the mouth. Dude,
It's
they're like,
so
they're-
crazy to
I
see
remember
I was
being
like,
a
you're a
do
G,
that.
bro. Like, you're
Dude,
killing it.
I remember
Oh.
being a little scene kid at like 16, 17, and like the first instrument I learned was piano. So like I would get there on YouTube and I was like, I'm gonna learn Miserable at Best because the chicks
Yeah,
take
yeah.
it.
I'm playing 3 Cheers
Yeah.
in 5 years right now.
Oh, look what I can do.
Right. See, I was always an Emery fan.
Yes,
Emery.
Emerosa.
Emerosa. Yeah,
You
I
guys
hung
are
out.
like talking about my high school
Johnny
days.
Craig.
I hung out with
Yeah.
Emerosa from Lexington, right? So like,
Yeah.
So when I was living in Lexington, going to UK for a couple
Well,
of
their
years.
their singer now is an Indiana boy too.
Yeah. But this was probably like this was right when Johnny was in the band. You know what I mean? So like he was the biggest,
The ups
larger,
and downs of
larger
Johnny.
than life. You know what I mean? Larger than
Dude,
life. Like,
if anybody could have became a rock star out of the
He
whole
is.
scene, like I mean, yeah, all eyes are on him. Good or
forever,
bad.
forever,
Yeah.
forever eyes are on him. And like, but I was working at Macy's down there. I was going to school,
I can
working at
see
Macy's.
that.
I was working at
I'm
Macy's.
sorry, though.
Yeah, I was working
just
at
busted out real loud
real
on that
talk,
one.
real talk. So I was working at Macy's, whatever. And these girls that were working in
See, I was a Zoomies boy. Don't feel
yeah,
bad.
no, bro.
I was a Zoomies boy.
is back in according to
It
my
is,
son.
though. Zoomies are the
Like,
homies. They're-
Okay,
Dude,
yeah.
I would straight up like work there again, just making skateboards
It's
for
very
Yeah.
kids. I'd be
embarrassing.
like,
I'm
okay.
34 years old and I walk in and I'm looking like the 15-year-old shopping in there.
Hey, no, it's all right.
so
It's all right.
embarrassing. Like I dressed like I did in high school and that style's like back now and
going
it's
nowhere,
like,
right? I mean,
I'm like, this is
keep it
kind of
alive.
uncomfortable. Like, I like that shirt, and you're like 12, and like the same. Like
Wearing the
me
same
and my
outfit, yeah,
son
yeah.
dress a lot. Well, sometimes
he's an athlete, though. He's about to be on that next.
Oh,
Yeah, he's about to be on that next level shit.
He
Yeah.
already has been. He has been his whole life.
Bougie
he's,
boy.
He's very bougie. My child is bougie. Like y'all think I'm bougie? No, my son since kindergarten has had to wear Calvin Klein underwear.
That's your fault, not his. He didn't know what Calvin Klein underwear was.
My
as a
son wants
kindergarten.
Balenciaga sock shoes. I didn't even know what they were. I had to Google them. They're $1,000 for a pair of socks with
Yeah, tell
like shoe sole bottoms.
tell
Like,
tell him he doesn't need Balenciagas, bro. They're releasing Chuck Taylors in a month.
No, son.
Now look, these
gotta be mowing some
Chuck
lawns.
no, they're $1,850. They're almost $2,000.
Oh my God! See, you're chucking Chucks, and I
and
love
they
me a
are
Chuck.
completely they compared them to the shoes that the dog from Sandlot ate, right? Like, remember when we spit the ball out and there's slobber and everything? That's what the
Oh
shoes
my
look
God,
like. They're
no.
completely ripped apart.
That's gonna be so gnarly.
Yeah,
I would buy that.
I mean, they do look
Yes,
kind of
yes,
dope,
yes, yes,
but
yes.
they are so ripped and
shoes,
so
y'all.
worn out that like I don't know how long they would last. And it
Unless
says,
they have an
it says
underlying layer.
Balenciaga
Yes.
written on the side in like
I will sell
in
my soul
in
for
handprint.
those.
Right.
Honestly,
will.
honestly, they look pretty
I love
good.
Chucks. I'm a Chuck.
sorry.
You're never.
They look pretty
That's
good. But
hilarious.
if I'm gonna buy Chucks, I'm just gonna buy
What?
the.
No, that.
I'm
Those people.
pick up those.
People are funny out here.
I know. I've been people.
I've been getting a kick
watching.
out of the people.
The ping pong
Bro,
players had me
that's
there
the
for
best
a good
part.
5 minutes.
That's the best part of the lab, bro. That's the best part of the
We need to
podcast
work on that.
here is that we're able to like people walk by and we can wave to them and they can say hi
Right.
and the whole nine, man.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's been
the
happening
ping
all
pong
night.
Tables, like literally, like that was very distracting. Like I'm ADD to the extreme.
People be playing that late.
I know,
I'll
they
leave the
were
store
like-
at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and people are
People
still
are
playing
still
ping
going
pong
out
out
They'll
here.
here.
be
That's
playing it
serious
early,
about
bro.
their-
Early.
I'll get here at 11. Actually, like there's this a couple. It's a black guy and a white lady. They've been together forever. They've been coming down here since this was all under construction. And
This is
every morning they're
gorgeous.
here playing ping pong together, dude. This is the
Dude, I love
cutest
this.
couple
I
in
love
the city,
the
man.
atmosphere. I love the
Oh,
scene.
yeah, like,
like
we
it's
were-
beautiful.
The
Oh,
levy's
yeah.
killing it. Thank you, bro.
Dude,
and
it's
like,
killing
and,
it.
and the fact that you guys like this is only the second time that you and I have actually like hung out. And dude, like I feel like we've known each other for years.
Oh, yeah,
bro. Like,
absolutely.
the first time
Like,
you
same
came, the
vibes.
first time you came
Yes.
in, it was like you, and that's why we let you use the store right away, bro.
Oh,
Like,
and it was so
like-
appreciated, man.
Yeah, bro.
And
Like
it looked-
people
it made
people
the
try
video
to.
pop.
You know what? Like you made the store look good. Like you
And
know,
I-
it was the
I did
video
my best,
work,
man.
that
That's why I
that
tagged you
guerrilla
in it.
marketing of it. Like everything was perfect.
Yeah, that's
dude.
why I tagged.
I was
'cause
built on that stuff because like MTV is so obvious about their like endorsements and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, I can do that better.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the thing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We're finding out that there's a gap in the song like radio killed television killed the
Video
radio.
killed
the Yeah. radio
star.
Video killed the radio star.
Well, now Mod Son's saying internet killed the rock star.
Bro, so
Yes,
that's what I'm getting at, bro. Like radio today isn't radio 20 years ago.
No.
Like, how
radio
many people
today is
actually
what
listen to
radio
radio
20 years ago is what podcast is today. So
Right.
like for people like us, like we're trying to slide up in there where we're going to start doing remote podcasts just like the
That'll be
radio
awesome.
would do when the radio would go down to Jeff Weiler Toyota,
Live
right?
events and
live
things
event,
like that.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
they
That's
would book, they
brilliant.
would book John, or they would book Andrew, or they would book the Mad Scientist, and
That's so good
hey, come
marketing.
down and meet the Mad Scientist.
And then
He's down
you
here for
have
2
like
hours.
the little, free promo things fans take, and then
But-
they remember that experience.
Yeah,
it's all about
but
making-
for us, like we can remotely bring all this down, so
Right.
we can do a
Oh.
podcast at BW3's at the bar, right?
Right.
Like,
And
if
that would be
there-
so sick.
If there's an indie game going on or a UK game
Oh,
going on,
yeah.
like we can literally bring this stuff down. We don't even need a plug in the floor, bro. That's how good we are. Like
Oh,
we can do it
dang.
all like
don't
with
need
no
anything.
plug.
That's crazy.
Just go right in there, and then we
You
can
do it right
we can
there.
do a live
Plug in and
remote
go.
from the bar. And that's the thing is like radios like the radio stars they're not what they were 20 years ago.
No.
bro.
Because
And that's
everybody's
why, like, a
listening
lot
to
of people-
streaming.
It's people
Yep.
like you. It's social influencers that are coming across, and you guys are getting more notoriety than the people that are on from 6 to 10 p.m. 5 days
True.
a week on
and
the
I
radio.
probably make more than they do too. But
100% you
Here's
make
the
more.
funny
But I
and
will
you also
say-
work harder than they do.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
they're not
it's
putting in the
nonstop.
effort that they
It's
could now to really
nonstop.
bridge that gap.
And I took a year and a
radio-
half off, and I'm just coming back. Like I'm making my comeback right now. Y'all know Y'all know.
I mean, like I said, when I sat there and when I looked up your info, like there was a ton of stuff that
And
was
that's
popping up on the
crazy
internet.
that there's still
There
that
was
much, and I've taken a
stories
year and a half off. Like
Right.
I'd post maybe once every few months just so people wouldn't question why I was gone.
Right.
But due to medical circumstances, I had to. Like there was no physical way I could.
Right.
And then like I did put a post up for a little bit about what was going on, but then I was like,
That's scary news, though, man. Like you don't want to put that out there.
Well,
and you don't
not
want
only
other
that,
people to judge
look
you.
at you different.
You don't
they
want-
don't think you
yeah.
can do things.
Right.
And
They limit you.
They feel sorry for you and they stop
yes,
looking at
they
you.
I don't like
literally
them
look
limits.
like, yeah.
I can't stand limits. People have tried putting limits on
And
me
I
my whole
get it
life,
from
and
the
I'm like, I'm gonna
doctors.
bust down that
People
wall.
have put limits on me. I have no,
Yeah.
like, I have no
That's
tattoos,
where the
nothing.
reckless comes from, because
Damn.
I'm not scared to die. Like if I die, you know,
You lived your life till this
if I
point.
jumped off of them stairs because they really look fun to jump off, and I died, so be it. I had a fucking hell of a time doing it.
And, yeah.
you know.
We're not giving you any more booze. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a, that's
No,
a
I'm
talking
drinking
style.
the
Aw.
Renegade Relentless energy drink.
Shout out to one of your sponsors. Now you have a ton of sponsors too. So that's
Tons of sponsors, tons of companies. I've had the fortunate, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now.
The pleasure.
Pleasure, yes. Pleasure to work with.
So now for everybody that's watching right now, when it comes to like getting these types of deals, like
Shout out to Truck Pack.
Was it
Travis Dodd.
just you like wearing like you
Okay,
said
how
earlier,
it
like
started-
wearing like a Bass Pro Shop hat and then tagging Bass Pro Shop, or and then going from there, like because in 2019 you had how many followers?
I had less than 200.
And
then
then-
in 6 months' time, I was over, it was either 25 or 50,000.
That's so
But
like
I'm very good with analytics. I'm very good with statistics. I'm very good at seeing trends.
I
I'm
mean, I
very
feel-
good
I-
at seeing what works, what doesn't. Like
Right.
I look at everything.
Right.
Like I think very methodical about things. And like some companies will want certain things posted. Like I did a commercial for a PlayStation video game.
That's
and I knew it was
awesome.
dog shit. Like I knew it was straight dog shit. But I got paid a lot of money to do it for a 30-second like video commercial.
I mean anything
and
with
I had
with-
to take it down because it was messing up my analytics, because I know what will work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know how people brand me. I know what my core audience is. I know my age. Like it's
Demographic.
yeah, there's so much. Like everybody thinks it's just
Keywords.
me getting
I like
on
the
there
keywords.
and
So do
yeah,
I.
Devon's got my keywords.
I'm all about the keywords.
I am.
But
I have to sound
everybody just
professional at all
thinks
times.
I'm a dumb country bumpkin blonde that came
I
from
mean
my brother's
I don't think you're dumb
But-
at all. I like
but
you
that's
sound
by,
really
You
smart.
don't
but by
present
the
yourself
pictures,
dumb at all.
But
Yeah.
the pictures, everybody just thinks I'm just that cute
I
girl
don't
next door.
I don't think anyone thinks that way. Like
Oh,
it-
you would be surprised.
I mean, I'm sure-
undermined it
Well, now's the
so
chance to
much.
show them what you really are.
For
Yeah.
sure, and
I-
so the way the way
Prove
that
yourself.
the way that
Yeah.
I look at it, man, like we've got almost 12,000 followers on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I have fought nail and tooth for every single one of those followers. So like when people come into the store, like we've got
And
we've got something that actually rotates where like if you follow us. It like we've got something that'll literally add you to this list where now it's 11,600.
Yeah, you got me with that.
Bro, and
Yeah,
that gets
and it works so
everybody.
well.
But that's on
And it's-
TikTok too, because literally, shout out to Ty March. He had like these competitions, like, tag him and like put 3 pictures up in this song. And like I used his hashtags. And if you go to some of his hashtags, I'm higher, sorry, Ty, but my videos, and I only have, because my old TikTok got deleted, I only have 9,000, but I know I proved to a friend of mine, like they were like, oh, it takes forever. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Right.
I said, I can get 3,000 followers in 3 days. And I did it in 2.5 because it's all about, you've got to do your research on everything.
Oh yeah.
Trending, your demographic, because because I'm a super nerd, I just watched a interview that Mark Zuckerberg did, I don't know with who, and it talked about how reels and feeds and stories and the Explorer, everything has its own algorithm now, and they change it every few months. And Facebook is the same way. And literally, you have to be like Sweden online, because I got shadow banned. And I can tell I get shadow anytime. Like I can tell.
I got our
my
guitar player
numbers.
shadow banned by accident.
Heck, I got.
I think shadow banning is
I'm gonna
such.
tell you this
it's,
funny
it's
story.
It's so ridiculous,
So,
bro.
To me,
my
it's
homie-
a bitch move.
It
So-
is.
It's a bitch move.
100%.
I got to tell you this story now.
Yeah, tell us.
So our guitar player Lucas put a post up about hating Skyline Chili.
I did not see this.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Because you
Lucas.
talked crap to him. But
yeah.
we all did. We all gained up on him. I think the majority of the band did.
Good for you,
and
bro.
Then
Good.
anyway,
Skyline's a shit.
he commented.
If you
He commented
don't
on
know
it
what
something
Skyline
like,
is,
"I'm going to
Google
kill you"
now.
or something, and like got shadow banned. And I was like,
Bro.
"You better not make those insults towards me for Skyline Chili. I'll get you shadow banned again." And he's like, "Oh."
And it's crazy what they shadow banned and what they don't. Like, I had someone go after my daughter one time, and literally all I said back, I'm a crazy chick, I admit it, like you can see it in my eyes. All I said back to him was, "You better never catch me out in the streets."
Yeah.
That was it. Like, I could have
all
been
it takes.
saying I'm going to give him flowers or, a big old hug. They didn't know. And, like, I got my septum pierced by my tattoo artist, Ross, Old Hearts. Check him out. But, like, I did this, like, on a live just like this. And once he got the needle through and he was getting my jewelry, I literally turned the camera and I said, "See, this doesn't hurt." Bam. And I got banned for 2 weeks. I'm
What?
like, yes.
And you,
beg to
and you know
differ.
and
That
you know
does
and you
hurt.
know why you have those followers is because you're not afraid to give other people props. So like as you're giving shout outs, right? You're doing them naturally.
trying to-
You do it
yeah,
really
I'm
naturally.
trying
You're
to.
not thinking twice about it, right? So like that is what's getting you your, because if you scratch someone's back, you're gonna get 10 scratches back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So-
That's longevity, and you don't even realize.
You
you don't
gotta
even
make
realize it. You're doing it so
connections.
naturally. You're doing it in your
Because
discourse, in your normal
it's-
discourse.
It's just my brain runs like a business.
Right. That's how you can
so
pull.
messed
That's how you
up.
can pull 3,000 followers in 2.5 days. Is because you're giving back, and they're going to give back to you, and other people recognize that because not everyone is here to create content. They want to take the content in, and you recognize that even if it's subconscious.
Oh yeah, like
You're-
I'll have
you're
like
there.
a little girl that will message me from time to time. And like she has told me that like I'm her role, like for someone to say I'm their role model, and I'm thinking I just did something real stupid like 10 minutes ago. I should be dead right now, and you're saying I'm your role model? Like that is crazy to me. But in a sense, I get it because women in today's society, I think today, like a dominant female woman. A lot of guys can't handle being around me so outspoken. Like I am who I am. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Sure.
Like I'm gonna dress how I want to dress. This is me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of men cannot handle that.
Right.
Like it is like I have a bigger than they do. My big dick energy takes up the whole room, and then they got little dick energy. Like. And I can't help it. That's just how I am.
ego.
I like that Devin just laughs at it because he's like, bro, I've been tolerating this shit
Oh
for
yeah,
a long
I'll
time.
come over to
player.
his
I've
house
been in it.
and I'll be like, "It's big dick energy day."
Yeah.
My big dick is See, he's like, "Oh God," but literally, I think females like
Yeah.
like I'll walk.
It's an intimidation factor for most.
But
I
it-
think
The
that they're stuck
ego
in a
is such a
different
powerful,
It is.
powerful thing in the world.
But
we
women
live in an
are supposed to be
egotistic,
so weak
egocentric
and-
world, and then when women or men, it doesn't matter if someone comes in and like just like a story I told earlier about my band, like just putting on our best show. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, yeah.
that's all we did.
Dude,
and the dude just
yeah.
thought, dude's like, oh. She put on 2 touring bands. That's what they thought. They were like,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, this is a local band that's just killing it. I was giving them a chance to shine, and now you're coming at me sideways. And I love that. I still do love that band. I have the
Right.
flyer and whatever, but like he just had
There's just
It's
some-
that
he felt
preconceived
such a way
notion.
because he was coming on after me, and he's like, how am I supposed to put on a show that's supposed to be good when they just put on a good show?
Exactly.
And like now I have to deal with this. Now that's on the promoter, and he went right to the source.
Exactly.
And it was just circumstance. That's
Dude,
all it was.
And
It's
men
exactly what
can't
happened.
handle
Yeah, yeah.
When I was playing 2012, we were playing with a band called Woe Is Me. There was another band above us called Gamma Pulse from Indianapolis. Have you ever heard of them?
I have heard of Gamma Pulse. Yeah, 100%,
They had
yeah.
the
There
sickest
is a lot
light
of
show.
local bands
Sickest light
that y'all
show.
need to check out.
They had the sickest light show,
Just
and
saying.
woe is me through a fit, being like, they can't use their lights. They're not allowed to use them unless they let us use them, because that outstages us and all
Yeah,
this
I
stuff.
can see that for sure.
And I watched them complain like little girls to the promoter, almost getting a fight with the other band. It's like, dude, like if you're that, like for me personally, if somebody shows me up before my set,
You better
that
get
just
better.
amps,
That
that just
fuels
amps
my
me up
fire.
10
Yeah.
times more to be
What do
like,
I gotta
okay,
do? What do I
Okay,
gotta do?
I'm
Right.
gonna go as hard as I possibly
Right.
can
What do I
and
gotta
make
do?
this the best I can.
Dude, I would be
I'm
I would
the
be on
same
stage, dude. I would be
way.
on stage. I had this tactic that I would be on stage and I would like find like the most alpha female that I could find in the group and the most like low key dude that I could, and I would just try to get them next to each other, and I would be shaking hands, and I would be making sure every person was recognizing this moment.
See, I'm all
and I
about
would
high
have
energy.
dude, I would give them the mic. I would like let the mic go into the crowd, and I would just let them do their thing because I knew that experience is how they felt,
Yep.
and they would either
That
buy
intensity.
merch. They would never forget about that moment,
Right.
because I was there.
And you sought them out.
You made
like
it personal.
You
I did.
thought something was
Every
special
time.
about them.
And I would do it. We play a lot of shows.
Oh, and I
and
bet a
would-
lot
made
of
it-
girls would be like thinking, "Oh,
Yup. Yep.
it's
all-
a mind,
You
it's
made
a
it
mind
personal.
fuckery."
You make
Yes.
it personal.
I did it so much to the point that it gave us some notoriety because I was just like, I have no shame. I don't need the mic. Like I wouldn't even care about
See,
the
I
attention
was-
in the 1st
I'm
place
not even gonna
to
front.
start. I just wanted to be in a successful band.
Right.
So like I played bass prior, and they're like, you're a bassist. Stay in your lane. And I'm like, bro, I've got more ideas than y'all. Why are you sitting me in the
Right.
corner, bro? But then once I became
Nobody
the
puts
vocalist,
baby in
Nobody.
the
no one
corner.
puts baby in the baby in the corner. So then I was like, all right, that's what I know what I'm.
And here's a
capable.
sentence that
I learned
most-
how to scream just so I can be on that
Right.
stage. That's all I did.
And
like
here's the
thanks,
sentence.
Melissa Cross.
here's the sentence that most people need to understand. Do not underestimate a bass player, because they
Yeah.
have them hidden talents,
They
boy.
do, bro.
They
like,
do.
Right? Yeah, they
Like,
really do.
Shout out again
Or
to
a
DJ.
blonde.
Right.
But
Fair.
you know,
Fair.
I will say, like, I don't know. There's so many things I could say. on
There's
the
so
subject.
many
There's
things
so
to
many
say.
things I could
Trust
say.
me, I understand.
Like for me, it was a different concept. Like I wanted to be the person on stage that seemed like he wasn't a real person, like somebody that you looked at and you were like, oh,
I
how is
think
he
in
doing
some
that? What is he
sense,
doing?
That's what a lot of people think
Like,
of us. Like
long
we're
scream,
not real.
like I would always do the longest, gnarliest, nastiest screams just to make sure that like that was presented. That was kind of like my alpha mentality. Is like I'm gonna come on the stage, I'm gonna act like I'm 10 feet tall,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna scream the longest
big
scream that
dick
they've heard,
energy.
and I'm gonna cup that mic, and I'm gonna make this whole place rattle. And
Yeah.
that was my goal every time. Is like I wanted to shake them, because
Yeah.
then you know you got them.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh God,
When it's
yeah.
shaking.
And now
Yeah.
I'm all about the light show. Like just wait till
Oh,
Safety Net
it's
starts
so
playing shows.
freaking
Yeah.
cool. Like they,
I
I'm
have
a
four
little
light.
kid.
Well, I have 2 light rods right now, and I have 2 more on the way. And I'm
Nice.
gonna program them all to the backtracks.
Cool.
And
Cool.
like
Play with
it's-
backtracks. Good for you.
dude.
'Cause
Backtracks and a click
some
track.
people can't play to the backtracks and the click tracks. Some people
I will
can.
play to that click track
we
all
lived
day.
and died by. Like luckily my
You have
drummer's
to.
a G, and he was able to stick with the click the whole time. He was very calculated. He was like knowing what he was doing. So like,
See,
but
like
some
me-
bands would fall off it, and you could tell when they fell off
Yeah.
the backtracks because they try to stay like status quo.
See, I'll be very open
But,
about
yeah.
it. Like when we practice, like there's moments where like when I'm first starting and I'm a little rusty and I'm warming up, I'll slow down and I'll speed up. But like most of the time it's to a T, like my timing's really good. But once I'm on that click, like so many people have issues with that, but like it's just a pocket for me.
It is just a pocket.
It's
yeah.
all
I
it
couldn't
is.
Yeah.
do it.
Like-
So all I ever heard in the ears, there's just the drums, and I would have guitars low in the mix and my vocals. So drums.
It's
and
funny that you
vocals.
say that. That's how I was as a vocalist too, because like as a drummer, like I go for everything has a timing and a cue. And
Yep.
when I'm listening to Jamie as a drummer, like I can hear certain cues where I'm switching and transitioning.
Yeah.
And then as a vocalist, I would listen to the drummer because I was like, all right, he's doing this fill and we're about to drop this shit. And then
Shout out
like I'm
to
gonna
Lick
really
Dead.
emphasize on this. So
This
like
stuff is
yeah,
good.
like
Y'all
the
guys need to
the
check
drums
this
and the
out.
in-ears for me is a
Liquid
big
Death.
deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Water
right
and
there with you.
paint.
I'm all. Luckily, I had a really dope squad. We couldn't get over that hump, but like
It
was
happens,
but like the
unfortunately.
talent was there. There was
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Like, and you
Dude, you go through so many talented musicians.
so talented.
then,
It's
like-
just like they need that guiding light.
They need the guiding light. But the thing
Fair,
is
yeah.
when
and a
the
kick in the ass.
right, but like you can try to kick them in the ass as much as you want. You can try to push them to go as far as you as you think they can go, but some people are just afraid to jump off the ledge.
They don't think they have it in them or they're good enough.
They're afraid.
I'll hurdle off that ledge.
So, dude, I was so willing. I was
do
so
not
willing
care.
to jump.
Tips down,
Dude, I was so willing to jump that like I had a bag in my trunk. I had a bag in my trunk. I was like, if it's time to leave for Los Angeles and I have to say bye to my family, I will say bye to my family and we'll FaceTime.
Bro,
And
like,
that was my. I will always be able to FaceTime mom. Because I love my mom.
Dude,
my mom is boy all day. But I will FaceTime mom if I got to FaceTime her
Straight
from
up.
California.
It's
Mama's
when
boy
you
too.
have
She knew.
that.
Like,
She
love my
knew.
mom.
She's
Shout
like,
out,
go when
Mom.
you gotta go. She's
Hey,
like,
my
go when
mom's
you gotta
watching
go.
right now, guaranteed.
Yeah, my
Shout out
mom's
to Mama.
watching.
Hi, Devon's
Mama
mom.
Banks.
I missed you.
Mama Banks is awesome. His
Oh,
mom
I
is
don't
amazing.
doubt it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't doubt
Yeah,
it.
she's awesome.
His
She's been
mama
through it.
is awesome. Like we would gang up on him all the time. His mama,
Moms
She
are
is
where
a-
it's at.
she
dude.
is
They
a
are.
brute.
It's
she
bad.
is
brutally
a G.
honest
Like
person,
me and her
and I
get
love it.
like her and I get
100%.
along so well because she's outspoken, I'm outspoken, and we're both not afraid to call him on his crap.
I was gonna say you guys both probably look at each other at the same time and go, "Come on,
There
man."
has
Come
been
on,
a
man.
few
Come on, Devon.
times.
That's when I just simply
some
roll my
fuckboy stuff.
eyes.
He
and
does.
walk
He
the
just
other
sits
way.
back and shuts
Yeah.
up or goes in the other room
Yeah.
because he
I'm
knows.
like, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
And
Y'all
then,
just chit chat.
yeah, we usually did. So yeah,
Yeah.
his mom is very, very cool. His grandma,
you know what, it's
his
funny.
grandma, like I want to party with his grandma. Like,
I want to party with Grandma. Let's go.
oh,
Let's
She,
grandma,
she gets down.
yes!
My grandma will out party most people.
Oh,
like
yeah,
she
like she
is.
was telling me
She is in her
stories.
70s and thriving. right now.
nice.
Like, she's living
she
her
is
best
a-
life.
Yeah, she is a G. Like, whew.
Dude, my grandma, she
I hope I'm like
passed
that at
because
her
of
age.
COVID, but like,
Oh, I'm
her-
so sorry.
It's all
My-
right.
my grandfather
Grandma
did
Pat
too.
Red, rest
Yeah.
in peace. She's one of the G's out there. But
Rest
like, I remember
easy.
I had first got in this apartment in Newport, and we had this housewarming party, and it's a really quick story. Like, and we were on the patio just hanging out there having cigs, and she comes out and she's like, "Don't tell your mom," but she's like, "Are you guys smoking some green out here?"
Oh
and I was like, "Grandma Pat, what?" And she's like, she's like, I'm just curious," and I was like, "No,
like,
we're
"I need
not."
some of that
It's
shit."
so
I was like,
crazy.
I was like, "Grandma Pat," I was like, "We're not," and she's like, "Well, if you get some, you just let me know." But I'm gonna go inside to your mom. I was like, "That's cool."
I would've shit
Yeah,
And
bro,
she
she
popped
I
was-
back
would have
in.
shit my
I
pants.
had never heard her say that. And
I
was
would have
like,
been like, "Is this some like weird shit I'm
we were
smoking?"
sitting
all
on
I
the
Like,
would've-
porch, and like we're all
Oh,
just hanging.
man.
My band, it was
Dude,
my
I
old
wish
band.
I was
like,
there because
dude,
I would have
me-
looked at her and been like, "Hey, hop into my
What you need?
Right,
Nissan
yeah.
All-Star."
Right, she.
Yeah.
I was never not
We'll get it.
expecting it at all.
Come
And she
on,
came
come
out
on,
and
Grandma.
said
We're
it.
gonna
Yeah.
go for a little walk with the
Right.
Come
dog.
on with it.
Right, I was.
come on, you
I
get
had
on to your grandma.
Dude, I had no
Yeah.
idea. She at that point forward, I never saw her the same. And this was like I was probably like 20.
It just changes your whole perspective.
Like,
It's
that's why I was
like,
like
my
young. I
whole
was like, I
life
had
has been
no
a
idea that she
lie.
was like that. Like
This
that's
motherfucker's
awesome.
just lighting
crazy,
up
like,
across
Dude, it
the
was
board.
yeah. We're peaking a lot.
What are we peeking?
When you push too much in a mic, when you get
Yeah.
excited, the red light.
Oh, we're good. We're
Oh,
good.
we're very excited.
Yeah.
We're talking about grandma's getting high.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? That's when everything started getting crazy. When we started talking about how cool Grandma is.
Grandma's,
Yeah.
dude. Because
Grandmas
I
will
think,
get
because
it.
because I think
I'm
because I
so
think
glad
in
I'm
our
not
day
on
and
Face
age they
group
they
and
grew
my
up in
dad-
such
or
a
Facebook
don't
and
speak
my dad
about
don't
it
see
world.
For
And
my
now that
grandma,
we're
she was
open,
the
like,
free spirit type, like
Your
60s,
grandma
70s.
still
So like
is, like-
2022 is like her thriving point. She's like, you know what? I can still be this way now.
She's
And I'm
like,
yeah.
don't tell your mom. Then like, like the moment I met her, I was like, oh my god, I love this woman. Like, I want to go party with. Like, she's
She's a
talking
hoot.
about staying out all night, and
Yeah.
I'm
She's a
like,
hoot.
We see it all the time here in the store, man. We get people that come in and they're like a little bit older and they're just asking like, hey, like,
the new old
I don't.
is like the young.
Yeah, like they're coming in like I can't get pot anymore. At my age, it's hard to find it. And
that
it's just
does
like,
not
are you
surprise me.
asking? Is this how old people ask if
Is
I
this
have
a
it?
ass backwards
Yeah.
way of saying
Yeah,
you
is
need
this-
some?
I can't find it.
Are you a federal agent?
Can you-
old man?
Can you
old
young
old
guns
lady?
help me out? Can you?
Can
Because
you,
right.
can you whippersnappers?
I don't
just
have
help
a
me little bit?
plug. My tub's got one, but I don't have one. I
swear to God.
Oh my god.
I need a right there. You know what I mean? Like,
It to me,
Just a
it's
little
almost
something.
Good
like
for them.
the
Yeah.
Good for them to-
30s,
good for
women in their
them.
30s,
You know
and
what?
like the young guys wanting single moms, like no 21-year-old boy knows anything about a woman in her 30s and a single mom at that, because one,
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Shut up.
At 21, I definitely did.
But
I
he's
knew the
younger
assignment.
than me too.
I knew
but
the assignment.
Literally,
Not a lot,
I
though.
get
Yeah, not
like
much.
yeah, like guys 12 years young, and I'm like, you're closer to my daughter's age than mine. Like, that's so
But
wrong.
you look like you're
I know.
you're late to mid 20s.
Yeah, I would've said 26,
Without makeup,
27,
I look
yeah.
younger. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, it pisses me off, honestly. I
It
get credit
shouldn't,
for
though.
lottery
You
tickets.
shouldn't.
When I want my lottery ticket fixed, though.
And no, it shouldn't piss you. Like
Stay
my
off my grass.
my sister.
Yes.
I've got an older sister who has like the Italian skin, so she's like no zits, like
Yeah,
flawless skin.
I have,
you know, like
but
she's.
I do take good care of my skin too.
I get that 'cause
because
I'm
and
half
that's
Italian, half
and
German,
and that's
so-
another like.
I'm
Dude, I'm
Jew.
Italian, German,
I'm half
German.
Jew.
Yeah, Italian, German, and
And
Irish.
I have
My dad's
Amish
side's
and
all
German.
fire redheads.
So literally,
like
I got
my
the
Bro,
Jew
dad
and
and grandfather
German.
were red. I have
Yeah.
red in my facial hair.
Oh, yeah,
like,
bro.
But on my mom's side, they're all like dark skinned, dark haired little Italian people. Like
Bro,
I'm the
my-
tallest on my mom's side, and I'm the shortest on my dad's side.
That's funny.
It's so
yeah,
weird.
dude. Like my mom's 100% Italian. My dad's
Oh,
Irish
yeah.
and German. So like the whole thing. Like she's from like. She's off the boat, bro. Like
Oh,
super
that's
Italian.
rad.
That's how
you know,
my
so-
grandparents
That is so rad.
were.
That's-
but they were Jews, and I've been told I'm Dutch my whole life, and like through my medical stuff, like they had to do
Oh, yeah.
hereditary tests, and like to find out I'm almost half Jewish, like my
Right.
whole life's a lie now. And then like I'm Amish and German and then Italian, like that is all that's in me. But
You-
the Jew and the German is always kind
Yeah.
of funny. But to find out I'm that much Jewish,
Well, you know
and
what?
now
Like-
my son
like-
wants
like,
a bar mitzvah.
That's
Jew and
funny.
German
I know
is
he's playing the fence there. He,
Oh
he,
yeah,
he wants the money.
Just because, like my ex-husband's great grandpa was African American, so my kids have the sickle cell trait too. So they're literally Jewish children, literally look like little Jewish children, but have the sickle cell trait. You should have seen Children's Hospital look at me and my ex because with my daughter having Down syndrome and
yeah.
doing the genetic testing. Like they looked at us both like they literally looked like, oh shit, something's about to go down because this ain't a white baby. And my daughter was
There's
born
some-
with very dark skin too. She looked like a dark little Asian baby. So it was like,
My mother is my mother's dark, man. Like
Oh,
That's how my
I
mom is.
wish.
She's
when
super
she,
dark.
Yeah, bro. When my mom tans, like
Yeah.
she turns black. Like
That's how my
I
mom
freckle.
is. I'm fortunate.
I
I didn't
freckle
get my
too.
dad's side where I
It's
get red,
awful,
I get
isn't
dark.
It is what
So
I'm
I'm
happy
happy
used
for
to it
that.
now.
I put sunscreen. I use
Freckles.
self tanner, like, because I'm so palely white. Like, you can see through my, like, when I have to
I
go
want
get
you
my
to-
infusions,
Yeah.
they don't like my tanner because you can't see my veins. But as soon as I take it off, you can literally see every one of my veins because it's like my skin is see through and it
That's
just
funny.
freckles. So I'll always have like a hat on during the summer and I use sunscreen, like, because I don't want, this is the money maker. I can't let this shit look old. Then I
Right.
got to start the Botox and all that shit, which probably need to start. But anyway,
All right. So I've got a question.
okay.
5 years from now,
Okay.
where do you want to if everything goes how you're doing it now, your social media, you're out there plugging away, you know, you've got all these companies that are coming after you saying, hey, promote my product, do this, like best case scenario 5 years from now, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, I can't answer that because I'm the type of person that I kind of go where the wind takes me. Like the
So where do you
soci-
see yourself in 5 years? You don't even know, like
I don't like to plan ahead anymore, like knowing how short life is and how it can be taken away from you at any point in time.
Right.
I like to live for more of the here and now, if that makes sense.
For sure.
But honestly, probably like just like
just a
everybody
little
does.
tip.
Like I
good.
want to be even more of my own boss. Like I would love to have my own
And now you know what? And
like people under my little well, I have my minions. I love you, minions. But like, I'm not the type to be. I'm a leader. Like
right.
for being a Capricorn, I have very much a very dominant like rah, and I would love to be, my own boss, making the bands, making my son wants to go to the NFL, and he probably will get there because he has the same drive and mentality I do.
All right, so in 5 years, are you going to be his agent? Are you going to be?
I will be the momager. I will be the Kris Jenner
momager.
of
You know
That
what?
is amazing.
I'm glad you brought up Kris Jenner because
she's a genius.
she's like if you look at the whole scale, everything that they've done.
Oh God.
She has like the very first interview that she said, like when it came to like the Kardashians show, she goes, if each one of my kids can come out of this experience with 2 jobs, then I will be a successful mother, right? Like that's all she wanted. Like she had to set in her mind, like, hey, like if my kids can come up with 2 products or 2 businesses of their own from doing this, then I've succeeded. And she blew it out of the water. Like not only did she blow it out of the water.
When you see them start, well, look at freaking Kylie's face, or Kim's. Like they're all so perfect. Money buys looks. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You can get yourself a booty. You can get a 3rd boob. You can do whatever you want these days.
The world is your oyster.
Guys can be girls can be guys. Everything can be happened.
Everything's on the table now. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then see how they used to dress, and it was like almost untailored, not finessed.
Right.
Yeah.
To now
Nice
every
word choice.
yeah, because you can see their hair's kind of a little
yeah.
messy, their makeup, and then now, you do not see a picture of them ever not pristine.
They get paid for every single thing they do, man.
They are so smart. Every post, they're smart, and that's what I take a lot of my business.
I was still working
mentality
for Scott's.
from.
I was still working for Scott's Lawn Service when I just had Touch Me Tees. I've got a color changing clothing company from a lifetime ago. That I don't know.
He told
Do
me.
you guys remember Hypercolor? Have you ever heard of Hypercolor?
No,
yes.
I am like. We got to talk
I was
about that.
I was telling her about one of the shirts that you released, I think, earlier this year, where the colors were changing.
I've got to sit
because I
here.
can't control
I'll
my
show it to
own
you.
body temperature, so like something like that
That's how
for
it
me
is,
would
man.
be perfect. Because then it'd be like, oh, I'm hot. I gotta go get my cooling
Yeah.
vest.
So before Native, I had another brand that I was launching, and I had Kim Kardashian's people reach out to me. I still have the emails, bro. They wanted, and I was like, I'm like, you guys are out of your fucking mind, dude. You want me to spend $12,000 a month to have Kim Kardashian wear my clothes? Like, you're fucking crazy. Now, if I would have spent $12,000 to fucking have her put my shit on her social media,
your stuff would be in stores across America.
Her clothing is worth. I mean, one post is probably worth.
They get paid millions. I can tell you what Kane Brown or Post Malone gets paid.
I bet we would make about $800,000 if she posted something.
If one post of hers at least worth $20,000, man.
So that was $12,000
This
is what they
small,
wanted.
because that's small numbers to them. So
to them, that ain't shit.
Yeah, that's
so
like pocket
to
change.
us, it's obviously we're trying to grind out, but like to them, it's like
I've got to find that email, bro.
Find it.
Yeah.
I do want to go back real quick to talking about your being an agent to your son, right?
Oh, because I have
so
that
Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a big sports guy. At the end of the day,
I'm
music
a
is kind.
fan.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I love my music,
I am a
but like
Steelers
I'm a hockey
fan.
boy.
I'm gonna
Okay,
get
so-
kicked
Hockey
out
boy.
of here because I just said that.
No, it's okay. That's all right. Steelers.
No judgment.
I mean, they just picked up Kenny Pickett. It's like
I'm so sad to see Ben go.
It's time. He
No.
was bad.
Okay, but
He was
I've watched
bad.
him since
Big Ben was
but
bad.
I was watching him in college.
I understand, but Big Ben is bad. He needed to retire.
Like Palomalu needs to come back.
Just your facial
also
expressions
found
making this all worth it.
It was time for them
His
to
or
go.
mine?
It was time for them to go. But I will say, Lamar Jackson is his own. His family does himself. So, and he's one of the highest regarded people
If you have that manager mentality,
you
you
can
can
do
do
it.
anything.
Yes.
Like my son wants the Pit Viper. I took
Everybody wants Pit Vipers.
Well, see, here's the funny thing about Pit Viper.
And you tag them, and now you're getting free Pit Vipers to the house.
No,
Right.
they want my
On the
son
reg.
to model for them because on his birthday, because my son just had the most luxurious mullet alive. It was very curly, and
He's like,
he had
Jay
on,
has the hair on.
He's got the mane for it.
I'm
he
still
was
waiting
wearing
to
a
be
nice
to be
ride
interrupted
hat.
by
Shout
Jonathan
out
Sheehan.
to
They're using the
Nice
word
Ride.
fleek. Jay,
And,
they're on
and it
fleek.
was kind of funny because I had a Playboy shirt that I had gotten from PacSun of all places, and I had not seen this shirt
I don't
since
even
I
know they
bought
have
it.
a Playboy license. All right.
They
Back to
sell.
the story.
I was just thinking something similar.
There's the
like,
J sticking
I
out.
don't know what it is, but they're like almost all their stuff is Playboy. So
There's
I got a
a-
Playboy shirt.
I saw it. Like, I definitely know that they're like whoring that out. Is like,
Yeah, and the funny thing is, my son
Playing
was
games.
pissed the hell off because it was his birthday. His homies were inside. They wanted to go do homie stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he's 11 years old. He wants to go be with his friends. And so he's pissed off at me in the picture, but I still sent it to Pit Viper, and I said, you know, this is, I don't even know what I said to it, but, you know, kind of going with the whole white trash with the mullet and the Playboy bunny shirt. He has his Pit Vipers on and his nice ride hat. And like they loved it, and like they
Slides
told
it in
him
there.
happy birthday.
built.
Like he has clout. Like he takes a screenshot and shows everybody. Pit Viper told me happy birthday, and then they asked for me to submit more pictures of him.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like I
I mean,
talk with them now.
As a brand, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for young people that want
and
to rock it.
and
look
he
good
used
rocking
to
it.
model like for me because I used to have my own photography business.
Right.
And my kids made the perfect models because I can, you know, that's child labor right there.
What,
You-
what haven't you done? That's a good question.
Right.
I haven't
Because
skydived.
right now,
I
'cause
try
you're,
to
you're
do
talking about
everything.
people sleeping on you, right? Right, like you're talking about people discounting you and
Oh,
whatever,
a
which
lot
is
of
cool,
people
which is
do.
understandable. I understand the concept of being downplayed. Obviously, you like I have no tattoos, but I fronted a metal band. I'm downplayed to a degree, which I'm okay with that
it's
because I expected that.
stereotyped. It's
Stereotyped, right?
I'm very
right.
much
I was stereotyped all the
stereotyped.
time. People would come in the room and I would be meeting with major, you know, musicians on that level, and they'd be like, "What's this guy? Why is he? Why is he here?" Yeah, I get his hair is cool and all because my hair was kind of like a faux, but outside of that, this guy doesn't seem like he fits in. But then
Who's
when
this guy?
once we started talking, I was like on a business focus because I know musicians don't really think
Right.
business; they think let's play guitar.
See, that's
but
how
I'm
we are
business.
now. It's all
business
business
first.
etiquette.
Yeah, like
Right,
I
right,
was
right.
like
Business.
trying
Yeah.
to tell them
Like,
things.
this
'cause
is a
my-
brand
my-
now.
It's
It's
a
not a
brand.
band. It is a
Yes.
band/brands. Like,
Like,
we are
I'm
promoting
branded.
Yep.
this to sell it.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm trying to break out. This is, you hear it first, guys. Like, I'm trying to break out of how I've been branded because it is, you know, the girl, you know, wholesome girl next door, you know, Southern Belle, barefoot, you know, innocent, but that wild side, you just knows,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
under the surface.
so mysterious.
Kinda, but
agree, yeah.
you know, my main target audience is Jeepers, tattoo people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, very conservative people and people in the tattoo world, and which is kind
Which are
of
all different,
yeah, it's all kind of different,
all
but
different.
literally,
Wide demographic.
yeah.
wide.
But
very.
those are all.
But I'm
those
trying
are, those
to
are all
get out-
alleys that you love. You love the Jeep. You love the
Oh, yeah.
tattoos.
Yeah.
So it's
But
all
I'm
you're
trying
correlating
to
your
get
life
out
to
of
that.
more like country, because I'm not all country. Like I can thug it out and I can rap some Cardi B. I can, you know, listen to Slipknot or, you know, Deftones or Dayseeker. Shout out to Rory. Like
Day Seeker. She's dropping some names.
like
okay.
you know, I
She
can I
is.
listen
Touche.
to everything.
Yeah, Day Seeker.
Dayseeker
I'm
is
trying to
amazing.
I'm trying to bring them to Madison Live. Actually,
Did you
definitely
hear
should.
that, Rory?
I'm working on it.
Rory, did you hear that?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.
We need to
So,
get.
Rory,
we
let's
also
go.
need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get-
No,
Hey, we also need to get Nick Ingram on this
we've got a
podcast.
lot to talk about after this.
Yeah,
got-
we need to get you guys in town because we're actually teaming up with Madison Live. So we have a whole like place where you guys can
Shout
play
out to the
music.
people
That would be
They've
so
got-
rad.
It's a whole
Okay,
venue,
they're looking
bro.
at
So
me.
Dude,
these
we
guys-
would be honored anytime.
I mean,
Yes,
I mean,
anytime
we'll,
you want me,
we'll
I
be
love
we'll be
talking,
promoting the show. We'll be
obviously.
putting it on. It'll be promoted through Native, like it's the
Hell
Native
yeah.
stage over there. So like we're really teaming up with Madison to really make this thing a
Huge.
production company
Yeah.
where once we interview these people, 2 weeks later they're going to be on over there like performing. So
That would be so
and that
sick.
and
Yeah.
that
So
would
sick.
bring the hype and build up the intensity and just energy
scratching
about
each other's
it.
back.
Yeah.
man.
Exactly.
It's a wider fan base
and
to
then
get
it
to.
keeps it's promotion
Oh yeah.
and it helps you guys and it helps them and it helps the artist too.
For sure,
because-
it helps. But we're not like no one is stepping on each other's toes because you
Right.
guys are musicians. we're clothing designers. They're a venue, right?
Right.
So why not put all three of these together?
They've all coincided throughout
Yes.
the
Bro,
test of
like,
time
like,
anyway.
we can scratch each other's back.
Everybody
Yeah.
can scratch, and that's why I always try to build connections in every field of life I can, because you never
And that-
know when you're gonna like.
Yeah.
You'll
you
be
know,
successful
I
at
tagged
that,
you
man.
in his video, and I tagged some other people, and I tagged, some contacts I had, and it just kind of helped.
But I will say,
And then I had
connections only happen because real recognize real.
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's break it down on that, because you can try to be building connections all day long, but if you aren't putting something on the table that they feel that you've dealt with anything, authentic,
yeah.
Authentic and valuable.
exactly, because people that have seen the world, like myself, Jay, and other people we've dealt with that have been there and done that, we can see when someone knows when they
Right.
get it.
Or they're
Otherwise,
just that
they're just a
fake.
fan. They're just a fan, and which is,
Yes.
but there's nothing
Or
wrong with being a
somebody
fan.
that strives to
there's
want
nothing
to be
wrong
that
with
person.
there's
That
nothing
one
wrong
doesn't
with
have
fans.
that
you
knowledge
you
yet.
can see, you can
Let's
feel
not
that
disregard the
energy.
fans, because they're the most important thing on this product.
Absolutely.
Shout out to our friends, fans.
So people
Yeah.
that just want to work their job, come home and support. There's zero wrong with that, because you're living a life you want to
live.
I envy it to a degree, because there's some simple life aspects that I'm always on the go.
I can't do it
don't
either,
get to sit.
yeah.
I've missed out
Yeah.
on a lot of birthdays.
Yeah.
I've missed out on a lot of holiday stuff.
Missed out on a lot.
I've missed out on a lot, and those are experiences that I low key sometimes wish I had back.
You
Like,
know, you
for
think
real.
back and you're like,
You're like, damn,
those are
like,
things you can't get back. But at the same time,
but your grind is
Yeah.
also a
But
part
see,
of it.
It's another one of
I
those
work
things.
around
It's
that
like-
stuff.
Yeah.
sacrifice and reward,
Right.
you know?
So when I had when I had Charlie, I was like, I held her. I was like, you know what? I have to put all that aside for this time being. And
That's how I was with my little man, Gunner.
I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Literally, I had a really rough hospital experience because it was a whole thing. But at the time, I was like, this is everything. So I put all that on the back burner, and I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm gonna have to leave the band. I'm gonna have to leave the band at some point, because this is not this. I don't want to leave home, because what if I get a big opportunity and I have to leave home for 3 months? Then I have to leave her. I can't leave her.
See-
And that was my thought the whole time.
Dude, we've had
totally
sit-down talks in safety net
yeah.
because Jamie, our vocalist, has 2 kids, and then I have 1, and we're the only 2 with kids right now.
Sure. Yeah.
That you know of.
That you know of.
I'm pretty sure it's just me and James.
That they
But-
know of. They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
Right.
But
Calling
Kids
out all baby mamas.
Kids happens 9 months after it happens.
Yeah.
well,
So you might have
Yeah.
some residual
Right.
touches there.
When he
there
gets
was-
famous.
there was
Right, they'll come
I
out of the
need my
woodwork. Hi,
money."
I'm actually DNA here.
Yeah.
You come hi.
where's my money?
Right, where are you
But-
at? I know you're famous.
But
He's turning red.
we were talking about.
It's true though.
It is
I
true.
know.
It's true. It's real talk.
Me and
Pull a little cake
me and
of
James
Kanye
talked
West
about it,
out.
but me
Yeah.
and James talked about it, and we had this, mutual agreement that it's not just for us at this point; it's for the kids too. They want to see us thrive. They want to see us successful. They want to watch it on YouTube. So it's like we decided, instead of oh, you're good.
It's
All right.
showing our kids
But-
that they can achieve their dreams too, because I
Yeah.
do it with mine.
That's the thing
No
me and
matter
Jamie are
what
big
the
on is
age is.
anything you think you can do, guess what? You can do it.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you
It's the
can't.
mentality.
Yeah.
It's all.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, and
So
my
you
son.
Manifestation
he
into
always-
existence.
You think it, make it happen. If you can't visualize it, move on to the next visualization.
Exactly.
Visualization. Just make it happen. Because
I am a visionary.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
my thing.
Right. To my path to here was music. Child, what do I do now? I stumble in the store when Jay had just opened up. He had a short term lease on the levee, and I came to buy her a color changing onesie because I liked his technology, and I was like, I'm gonna step in, and I walked in, and then he recognized me right away because different paths that we had crossed, and he's like, hey, you. I know what you do. Hey, you should come in here and come to the back real quick. You can have the onesie. And I was like, oh, I didn't know he'd understand what I did. But all right, I guess I just came here because I wanted to get the onesie for it. It said, baby got back. I'm going to get it.
Oh
and
my gosh,
yeah,
that's
it's
so
amazing. I
freaking
still
cute.
have it. I'm never getting rid of it. But it's one of those things where I walked into this back room and he has podcast equipment to the nines in this back room. I was like, hey, I have a bunch of GoPros. I could totally.
I'll be back in 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah, be back. Yeah, do your thing.
But no, I totally get where you're coming from, because the past year and a half and the difficulties that I had to put up with, and like I had all odds against me.
All good.
And you know, like I could have gave up. I still could, you know, getting the news I got, like I could have gave up and just let into things, and I didn't. Like that pushed me more, and it still does.
Yeah.
Me and my dad. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. But
That's got a lot of
That's
shout outs tonight.
$40.
You and Dad, you know, that's good.
Yeah,
I hope Charlie talks like you because you're 34 now.
Yeah,
right?
I'm still scared of my daddy.
So when she's 34 and I'm 33 right now, so we're talking, she'll be, I mean, at that point, I'll be 60,
my
whatever,
dad is
65, 67.
almost 70.
She better be.
rides a bike to
She
work,
better be saying,
exercises.
"Dad, I'm sorry." Charlie,
my
you hear
dad
that?
is
She's
littler
she's
than
leaving
me, and I'm
Saint.
still scared.
That's
See,
all
I
right.
feel like
I'm a
my
small
son-
guy too. Like whatever it is, what it is. We're born this way. We can't do nothing about
Nope,
it.
nope.
We can't do it
Nope.
because people always give me like.
Dude, I
people give
can't
me
tell you
flack.
how many times people look at a picture of me and they're like, "Dude, I thought you'd be taller."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well,
And I
I'm
get the
not."
opposite.
Dude, I'm just short of 5'8". It's whatever. It doesn't matter to me because in my mind,
band gives me
I've
so
never,
much shit.
dude, I've never thought about height in my life until people pointed out to me, and I
Same.
was like, all right, okay, that's
See,
cool, dude.
you guys get the
Like,
higher
what?
thing, and
I
I
look
get
at people
the,
and I'm
everybody
like-
thinks I'm short, and I'm not.
I look at people and
you
I'm
seem
like,
like average
I'm
height. Like,
5'6".
I am
Yeah,
like,
like,
I
what
am
about
the
the-
average height of any
without
American
yeah, you
man.
do have heels on, but like,
I always have some type of heel.
but like us guys, like as Devon would say, is like it's like we go through a lot of like, you know, people like they either underestimate us or they like kind of judge us based on it. I'm like, man, I was
As
like, my
we-
brain works on like a different like.
frequency.
But the thing is, I didn't know it worked on a different frequency until you understand, until you realize the person next to you is not working like you're thinking, and you're kind of like, and not judging them. You're like,
They're
why
thinking
are,
at you
why
from
are-
a physical standpoint
Yeah, I'm
of like what you are as a
and then
person.
when you get
Right.
They don't
around
see
like
the inside.
Right.
people like you, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah, right. But I never really worried about people like me. I was just like my growing up, like who I am is the same person I've always been. I've always been the same
like,
person.
I still live in the same town like I went to school in, and I still don't. I graduated with 90 people. I'm not going to say the town I live in.
Sure.
But it's very conservative. Like, it's, you know,
You blink, you miss it.
You really
Fair.
do. Like,
Fair.
very conservative, go to church on Sunday. I don't like to cuss in front of my daddy, and even though I do sometimes because I get a little mad,
Yeah.
but it happens.
I'd be okay with Charlie cussing. I have no
but
problem
literally
with that.
walking
Honestly, like, it
into
doesn't
the
bother me.
gas station with
Doesn't bother me.
studded booties,
Yeah.
even with like, you know, some distressed black jeans and band tee and a flannel, I still get looked at like I'm an alien.
Yeah. If you wear a band tee, you're
Oh, I'm always wearing band
If you're
tees.
wearing a band tee, you're instantly judged.
Yep.
And
Let's just put that. If you put
love my
if you put a Deftones shirt on, or you put a
My-
Word Alive shirt on, or you put
no,
a Day
yeah.
Seeker shirt on, or you put a
my son wore a
Memphis Mayfire shirt on.
People are
Death
automatic.
Row
People are like,
shirt the other day.
You have a skull on your shirt. What is that?
Yeah.
You have a giant nostril
Oh.
like snots.
Oh my God, Jay!
What is happening?
What is
But,
going
yeah,
on?
like-
That was convincing.
My son almost got
We have
kicked
the
out of
most ridiculous
school.
podcast going on right now.
I
guys.
know. This is
This
like
is
a
the
hot
first.
mess.
This is the
I
first.
will
This is
I
the
say-
like
first.
no one here is seeing what's going on back
But
here.
it's documented and people can watch it forever.
Yeah,
so.
guys, you need to check out the Native
Yeah.
page. But
Yeah,
no,
check out the Native
like,
brand.
literally-
TheNativeBrand.com.
But my son almost got kicked out of school for wearing a Death Row record shirt. But yet he can wear a sweatshirt that says "That's what she said."
Getting shots.
Yeah.
But like, cause it has
Oh
like
my
the electric chair,
God.
but they couldn't see
Mom,
records.
baby mama, don't take no shots, please. I can't handle it.
Mom and baby mama are on here talking about getting shots. You gotta pick her up. All that good
I ain't picking nobody up.
What?
Come on now.
Are you on my feet or that feet?
Our feet.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will say,
tell you guys a couple
We are angels. We are
Yes.
freaking angels. Me and
When-
Devin are angels.
I'm
here.
not. I will
I'm
say
not
though,
either,
shout
but-
out to all of Safety Net's fan base that have
Yeah.
really made this single come to.
We're gonna
like,
get you on Madison live stage.
Bro, you
man.
guys,
Dude, I would
so
love
you
that.
have
I'll make
over
that happen.
40,000 views
Yeah,
already, right?
we just hit. Let me check the numbers real quick.
Hey.
I
Now that's-
have to be accurate.
now
See,
that's
you gotta
dope if it's
check-
going up by the
Yeah,
hour.
when you would check. Everyone, go follow
We-
Safety Net right now.
Yeah.
It has this weird dude in it, but the band is perfection. I can say, honestly, from
Like
a
weird.
live standpoint, like I don't rep for just anyone, but I will rep for Safety Net. Like they are as good live as they are recorded.
Very cool.
I
think
strive to
it's
be better
even-
than recording.
Honestly, I
Same.
think
Live,
they are.
I want to be
Because I
the
want them to
energy-
remember. Dude,
the energy from them, all those guys.
I remember playing at Madison Live. We opened for Secrets. You
Oh
familiar?
yeah,
Okay.
we had them stay the night at our house in Rushville when we played.
Nice.
We played with them and at the Skylines. At the Skylines,
At the Skylines, great band. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
auditioned for them and like we were mid practice and they were like, "Dude, like send us the video. We will send you a plane ticket right now."
Yeah.
and they were on Roadrunner. I was like,
For sure. Yeah.
but I was so loyal to my band. They were like, either you're in this one or you're out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like,
That is kind of how it works because they have to. They need the dedication.
Yeah.
Because you can't have.
And I get
you
that.
can't half in, half out. You
So
can't.
I
You can't put your
dedicated-
foot in the pool.
That's
You have to
what
jump
they
in.
here's the thing that
Anything in
sucks
life,
is we
though,
played Warped Tour.
honestly.
We played
Yeah.
Warped Tour after that. Then we fell off. I was
Yeah.
like, I made the wrong decision.
Right.
I made the wrong decision.
It's all right. It's
But
But
it's
it
a
was
stepping stone.
learning.
So
Yeah.
we played our best show ever at Secrets. I'll never remember. We opened for Secrets. I'll never forget.
I did guest
mean,
vocals for them too. I
Did
forgot
you?
about that.
Nice.
Yes.
Great.
Their
Good for
first
you.
album. Yeah.
That's great,
Dude, I love
We
them.
had the whole crowd have their their lights out on their flashlights,
are getting
a
singing
lot
our
of
chorus.
good
We didn't
bands
sing anything. We
thrown
just let them
around
let the
that you need
mics
to
go.
check out.
This
Just
crowd,
saying.
I have no video of it. I
saying.
wish I did, but like this crowd was just singing the last chorus of our last song.
Dude, that's how the show
Dude,
was for the Woe Is Me.
my heart felt like this feeling that I had never felt in my life. And I don't get me wrong, because I was an intern at Madison Theater. I had grown. That's why I
Right.
got my start there. And I just happened to be in this room, and it was Madison Live is like walls. It's just it's narrow, but it's long. It's
Right.
it sounds great. And so I'm sitting there, and I have another vocalist with me, and I look over at him. I'm like, Are you really experiencing this with me? Like, are we seeing these people just we're both thinking the same
Dude,
thing?
it
And
is the
every
realest-
person is singing our lyrics. Their flashlights are out. I had a tear come out of my eye. I didn't know how to control
Dude,
it.
it's
I
a
was
true
like,
high. Like there's no feeling like
that
Even-
euphoric. I've never felt
to feel
it
that
to this
personal
day.
connection where somebody feels something or a spark of any emotion from your lyrics, from something that you wrote from a dark or a good time in your life.
Dark place.
Dude,
Dark place.
like
yeah.
most time in metal, it's dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark.
But
It was dark.
it-
But it was very clean.
Yeah.
But
very
It was
clean.
singing. There was no screaming at this
See,
point.
I paint-
It was just
I like
what
to
did
paint-
you do to
Energy.
deserve this?
But as a
and it was
band,
like,
ooh.
Yeah.
oh man, these people were singing it, and I was just
It's an
sitting there.
intensity.
And my drummer, it was just drums and singing. That's all it was. And I was just sitting back, and I'm watching these people just sing it, and they know every word
And that'll be
without
a moment you'll never forget.
I'll never forget it. I will
And-
die
and
at
I bet that
85,
crowd
90,
will
100 years
not
old,
forget it
and I'll never
either.
forget it.
Dude,
I will.
when we played Warped
Because
Tour,
some of
they
the-
I don't even know the
sang-
faces that are in the crowd. I knew some friends, but I didn't know anyone. They didn't all know me
But I
because they
bet
were there
they're-
for secrets.
Right.
They were there for secrets, and they just knew
But
us.
they're gonna remember
They
you.
knew it,
That
and
that experience because I like to get pit
Cold
tickets.
chills, dude.
Oh
Cold
God,
chills.
yeah.
It just feels
when,
good.
When a
There's no
band
explanation
No
for it.
puts their
explanation.
heart
None.
and soul into, and they're there for the right reasons. Like
Yeah.
they're really musicians,
Yes.
not just artists that are there
Yeah.
for the paycheck. Like you can tell when someone's an artist and when someone's a musician.
Yes, when they're
and
feeling
then when
you.
you can feel that energy that they're projecting out, and you can feel every lyric like it's in your soul too.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a fan standpoint, that is something. I've been to
Oh.
Mayday in Indy a couple times. Heck, Eric Church. I know he's country, but he's
solid, though.
He, without a doubt, is one of the best live shows I've ever seen in my life. And his pit, literally, his pit is in the middle of his stage, and he has a runway, a
Oh, you got it.
circle
You know you do.
runway, and he has mics everywhere. So his whole pit gets a chance up close and personal. And he doesn't do opening acts, and he doesn't do intermission. He does 2.5 hours, blood, sweat, and tears. And I had a jack with him because he gave me a little airport jack, and I was like, yeah, we're home.
Okay.
But he was like so little.
And you remember that.
Oh heck yeah! And
Yeah.
we locked eyes, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
because I
'Cause
swear
he
he
knows
wrote
what he's doing. He
Springsteen
knows
about
what he's
me.
doing.
That
Yeah.
song's like me.
Right.
Okay, I just got these numbers up.
Dun, dun,
There
dun,
it
dun,
is.
dun, dun.
So Come Down just hit 40,400 streams on Spotify
Woo!
alone.
Congratulations.
And then
Yes.
we went from, I think, a little over 200 monthly listeners to 14,380.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
And those are
Yes.
listens that didn't have to happen.
Yeah. And
it's
Those are
so,
listens that are not. You're not entitled to
it's
anything.
so humbling. So
You're not entitled
But
to any
that
of that.
song,
That's-
it gets stuck in your head.
That's the point I want to get at, though, is like to every fan that has liked it, to every band and fan that have followed us, to everybody that has supported it, shared it, to every brand, everybody. Just thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Every one of them,
This is the
bro.
most humbling experience because, I mean, we're grateful. I mean,
and where
this
can
response
they-
is something from a small town pop punk band in Indiana, like you don't often hear of. And so it's really nice to kind of have that hometown hero vibe.
And we're wrapping things up. So where can we find your music, my dude? Where can we find it?
Spotify, YouTube, Facebook.
What are the link
Instagrams.
names?
We're gonna so below we'll have the link to the come down video. So that
Yep.
that's the new
Yeah.
video. It's got over 40,000.
But definitely check us out on Spotify. I will announce the second project I'm working on with Lucas. It is called Code.
And you got
Throne.
a new member you're bringing in, right?
Yeah, we have a new guitar player. Our last guitarist, you know, it was like we discussed. I mean, he had a personal life.
Is this a drum
That-
roll? Is this one?
Yeah, but
I can't even-
well, to
yeah.
recap, our old guitar player, he left because, you know, he was working on becoming a firefighter, so he had these things initiated
I had
and
one of
planned.
those too.
And you know what? It was no disrespect. We were
Yeah.
like, dude, like you're committed to this. Do you? And
DJ
then-
Kimball?
And he was DJ Kimball. Why does
Do you
that
know
sound familiar?
DJ Kimball?
Yes.
He's a firefighter too.
Oh, I just
No.
know why.
He was an
I
Ocean
like,
Grid
just
guitar
zoomed
player. He
in.
played in
Yeah,
our band.
why-
He's
he's a
amazing
firefighter now?
Yeah, he's amazing.
But yeah.
dude, DJ's amazing, man. Shout out
Do
to
you
DJ Kimball.
remember-
I'm gonna tag you, DJ. You're gonna hear from me soon,
Do you
bro.
remember a local
Shout out to
band
DJ
from
Kimball.
Indiana called I Will Define?
I know I would find. Yeah.
Their
yeah.
old clean vocalist and guitar player Landon. He is our new homie and guitar player.
Oh.
So-
Hey, that's the big announcement.
And shout out to him. He is a
Shout
killer
out to-
barber.
yeah,
like
nice.
awesome.
See?
He is a very zen, like just humbly calm, chill dude. So it's the perfect fit for us. So with that, I'd say Safety Net is set with the members finally.
You got that net? You
Yeah,
got that
we got
safety
that
net.
safety net.
Hey.
And then
Right, yeah.
and then I'm going to bring the metal back now that my health is back with Code Throne. That is
Yeah.
the name of the project.
Maybe I'll come on a track or something, bro.
Ah,
shit.
see,
Dude,
shameless
look, hey,
plug.
Yes.
It's been a while.
He
so-
nonchalantly
Shameless.
just added himself to your
I
to
love
your,
how
Dude,
you
to
did
your
I-
feature
that.
list.
That's what I would
shit
do.
you not. I would do the same stuff. So do
Why
it.
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
We're
but-
I don't
gonna
do
get
it.
out.
Your
I'm
mind thinks
retired,
like that.
but, you know.
You know,
You
your
can get
mind
out of retirement
always
for 30
thinks like
seconds on
that.
a
It's
track.
like-
Come
Right,
on
I'll do
now.
a 30 seconds. That's cool.
Dude, it'd be
Bro,
worth it.
without question, this dude, like when you hear the fucking tone that comes out of this dude's voice, a body,
I've
you're gonna
heard
be
his
like,
old bands.
what the fuck?
Like
I've heard
it's
his old
still,
band and I
I still
love it.
can't picture it. Like I'm like literally
They
looking in his
had-
eyes,
they
and I'm
had
like,
a
he's
I told
like,
you before the podcast.
They
We
had
would
a
become
huge
friends
fan
after.
base.
I
Did
know,
I name?
you did.
I did. I told you.
Like
you
you
had
just
to-
look like a squishy, cuddly teddy
Yeah.
bear. He
It's already-
reminds me of Jamie.
That's all right.
He does like
I was
so
about to
sweet
say,
and
Jamie's just a
innocent.
humble boy.
And so
It worked in. It's
like
worked in my
I'm
favor.
the bad, like I'm
And
the
I
a
have,
bad.
quality to
one.
have.
I have zero to prove. I have zero in my mind to prove. Like we talked about, your mind is just where you're at. So
Yeah.
I've never felt like
I
anything
have
to
blinders
prove.
on.
Yeah.
I have blinders on.
It is
the
who
only
I am.
time I don't have blinders on is when people open my eyes to what's going on around
Oh,
me.
yeah,
and
I'm
I don't
always
like
in
that.
my own
I don't like that at all.
world.
I'm like, I want to be on my
Yeah.
my little lane.
Yeah. If you knock me off my track, get away.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
on.
always
So-
Kick rocks.
Shout out to
In my
Capitol
own
House
world.
Studios and Nick Ingram for making the best track possible,
Ingram,
for
yeah.
pushing us to be the best we could be
Nick
in
Ingram,
the
if
studio.
You need a producer,
Shout
check him
out to all my bandmates for just being the most amazing,
DJ,
humble dudes.
Lucas,
Yeah, bro.
DJ, Lucas,
Jamie.
Jamie,
DJ.
Landon.
So-
Landon.
So 5 years from now, bro, where are you gonna be?
I want double diamond, dude.
Double
I'm not
diamond.
stopping. I'm not stopping until I want to be a household name. I
That's-
want to
I want
build
my
a
own
brand.
reality
I want to
show. I
build.
take that
I want to
back.
build the band with my homies back to the sky's the limit. I want to build myself as with modeling and brand ambassador stuff again, and then I want to take it by storm. I want to be a household name,
And
and
so-
I won't stop until it happens.
So since you've been sober for 3 years now, is that where the clarity's coming from? Now it's like all the smoke is gone, and now you're seeing
per se,
these,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing these milestones. You're like, bro, I can get to this. I can get to
Yeah,
this. I
instead
can
of
do this.
instead of being dead in the water, just like running in place, doing drugs and making the same mistakes. I'm sitting here taking risks, doing things I've never done before that I know I can do.
Bro,
and
that's-
it's having
It's a
this faith in
natural
myself to just
high.
jump
Yeah.
into it and be like, you know what? You've got resources. You don't need to go to college to be a great musician. You don't need to go to college to be a great photographer, videographer. You don't have to go to college to do
overrated.
great
YouTube
design.
University will do it all for you,
Dude,
bro.
I have
resources.
a bachelor's in communications and journalism and public speaking, and I
And
don't
then
even
what?
I don't even use it.
Right.
Like, what would you use that for?
I used it at Fifth Third Bank when I worked there for a little while, and like as a
Hey,
mortgage.
banks are steady jobs.
But like,
Banks are steady
but it
jobs.
was not. It was my backup
not your
plan.
thing, though.
I was just like, you
Like-
know what? I love the arts, and I'm here for the artists. Like I did a whole. I went in front of a Shark Tank trying to create a business for artists. It's called
Hell yeah.
AAC, Artist Appreciation Community. I have a whole website built and everything that I did like in college, 2011, circa. It's a little while back, but like I was just trying
a
to.
little bit.
I was just trying to like make artists give it opportunity for them
Yeah.
to make a living, dude.
Open
like
it up to
I was
them.
on mute.
it was.
Were you really?
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
can just. I can
Was
just,
that when it like all the wires got tripped over?
No.
No,
he
no,
can
no. I just
control
pressed that
it.
button.
He can
I
control-
put myself on mute and then literally burped in the mic just so I could.
Right. So some podcasts are different. Some podcasts he's the anchor and he takes it over, and so this podcast just happens to be my time to talk. Like it just everyone.
It's just how you guys
Depends
let it
on the
flow
vibe and the style.
Because there's
organically.
like we
That's what it's
both
like when you
are-
guys were asking me what questions. I was like, fuck
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I'm an open book. You ask whatever
Right.
you
Yeah,
want.
right.
Like I have nothing to hide.
It's how we work well together is because everyone has their place, everyone does their thing, and we just move forward and we're just
just
making it happen.
flows,
That's
and
what
we
it's
both
the
love
best
art.
environment.
It's all about loving what we do. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like there's
That's
nothing
exactly
to prove.
how safety net is,
And
man.
that's-
We all have our places. Like we're not just our instruments. We all have our parts to play. We all put in effort in our own little ways, and like,
Bro,
it's a
yeah.
beautiful thing when you can
It's-
craft stuff together like that.
So your band, like the way that you look at your band, we've got our band right here, bro. Like,
Yeah,
like,
it's a
Yeah,
like,
it's a
family.
family.
It's a unit.
Tyrell hasn't gotten a chance to talk at all, and
And-
Shout out to
Tyrell,
him.
say hi.
Yes!
Say hi. What's up? He's in
Yeah,
there the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time.
So-
He's
so
down
cool.
there killing it.
yeah. So there's Tyrell and Alex over there. What's up, Alex?
What's up,
going
Alex?
on?
How you doing? How you
Hey.
doing, girl?
You're on the camera.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
She works on the levee with us. She's
Hell
she's
yeah.
on another
Oh, yeah.
business here, but like
She's a homie, dude.
Yeah,
All
she's
the
a
dogs
homie.
coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah. She's doing her thing.
Dude,
but,
that's
like,
what's up.
yeah, we
That's
just-
the way it should be.
Right.
For
I love
sure,
that.
bro. So with us, man, like shout out to Tyrell. He's always sticking around, even if he doesn't get a chance to be on with this 2-hour podcast we're doing. He's still here, like
2.5.
interacting and being a part of
Holy
it.
2.5
baloney! Have we
power
been
hours.
Two and a
It's-
half
it's
hours.
10 it's
the longest
10:30.
podcast we've ever had.
No, it's
And-
not. No, it's
and-
It's not?
And
No.
then it'd be us. of
No,
all
what's
people.
what's her name was over 3 hours.
Pamela was 3 hours.
Pamela was over 3.
We could probably keep this
we
going
could probably
all night.
It's pretty close to the long. We're talking like alignment with it. We're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take second place on
pretty
it.
Dude, there's no second place. There's no second loser. We're here.
Yeah, it's for
Second sucks.
It's
I feel like
first
we
or
could just. I feel like
last.
we're just getting started.
Yeah,
yeah,
I could
like-
do this all
like-
day.
Yeah.
I could do this all day.
Welcome
One-
to the podcast world.
Yeah. well, this
one
is
thing
like-
one thing that I want you guys to see is the beginning of the podcast and the end of the podcast, and I want you to see how you guys are sitting now to how you guys were sitting 2.5 hours ago. You guys are comfortable. You guys are back together again.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you guys
Yeah.
need, like, again with the
Yeah,
snort,
do
bro.
your thing.
Snorts are real.
I got a Michael Jackson nose. This thing's hard to breathe out of.
Oh, that's funny.
It really is. Like when it got my
I
septum
mean, yeah,
pierced, like my nose.
Yeah,
hole.
that kind of just like.
And I got a deviated septum, so I was like,
So does Jubes. Jube got the old John Stamos after he got in a car accident.
I will trade you noses. Like we can trade. You can have this Michael Jackson nose for a day. Like,
Yeah, Jubal
Oh
went
my
and got
God,
he
I
went and
hate
got
it.
the John Stamos.
They want to fix my deviated septum, but then I'm afraid it'll look even more like Michael Jackson.
You never know with those things,
I
man.
never know.
It's scary.
Look at the girl from Dirty Dancing. She'll never be the same.
But she don't even look the same.
No,
That's crazy.
She
like,
did one episode of Friends after that, and then what happened?
And
Well, she does,
Renee
like,
Zellweger
little,
as
like,
well. Like
Yeah.
you get the
CSI.
nose done and the eyes change.
She's
bro.
got
The
too
whole-
much. She's got too much injections too, dude.
There's
she
a
looks
lot
almost
of
bloated in the face.
celebrities that are getting, and it's like you guys got
Mickey
all the
Rourke?
damn money in the world. Why
Bro,
the hell are you getting shoddy?
Mickey Rourke is
Shout out
funny.
to my
I
plastic
mean, he's not funny.
surgeons.
We
Right.
as people give them the celebrity status. So if they don't have something that's upping the normal average human, they fall into the line.
But they got the money.
That
They do,
mentality,
but we
though,
don't see their bank account.
When you think about that mentality
if
Well,
I
that they
can,
have,
if
though,
I can pay for a good surgeon, and I'm little nobody from BFE, Indiana. You
Very
know what
true.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I,
but there's
shout out to
but
Dr.
everybody,
Wagner and Indy.
every good plastic surgeon can have
Best
one bad
plastic
botch.
surgeon.
You know what I mean?
Always, bro.
Yeah.
But then
You know what botulism is, like it's like fucking all you're doing is just not like you're taking the like botulism, like Botox is botulism. So
Oh, yeah.
like when they come in, they're just numbing your face. Like that's not a
That's
good
why
thing,
they
bro. Like
use it for migraines.
like
and
one
stuff.
of my best friends on the planet, like his brother. They couldn't prove it, but it stemmed down to a Subway sandwich that he got botulism from and
What?
almost died, bro.
Okay,
his,
that's so
his
this-
entire
I'm scared to eat
body
Subway, and that just-
like seized up, or
I'm always scared of the meats because they
he was
look
in
weird
bed
colored.
where he couldn't move
So
at
I
all.
won't eat it. See,
And
now
it was
I'm
just
gonna be.
going through
See,
the
I'm
whole
gonna use
body,
that
and
story
he
now because I was
pushed
right.
through it.
That's so heavy.
I'm
hey,
not crazy.
Hey, Chuck Rocker, bro, Ryan Knocker's brother.
Oh, Ryan Knocker. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
so
now-
his
Dope.
brother had got botulism from Subway.
See, now I'm
That's
not
I
a
mean, that's
crazy
ridiculous.
person.
that's close to home.
Not
That's
crazy.
not like
That's not
a
just.
That's
friend,
not like,
friend,
you know-
friend.
I've read right. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
that's
like
crazy.
Florida
Many
man
times.
or something. You hear about Florida man.
Right.
Bye, Alex.
It's like
Bye, Alex.
that's a real person.
Go see her at
and
Cold
I
Stone.
was literally
Yeah.
telling him
On the levee.
I am
On the
terrified
levee.
of eating at Subway because the meat has weird colors.
Well,
and
so,
I've always
so
been scared to get something.
Google
so now you said
Google
that.
this. People that are allergic to chicken can eat chicken at Subway. That's creepy. That's super.
That's
creepy.
weird.
Like McDonald's
not
chicken,
chickens.
I will not eat McDonald's chicken because I've seen the pink
What?
goo that they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Preservatives.
got some high water badness there for a while, but they're chicken, so they fixed
So now,
that.
so now they're like
It's
extra.
still-
Now
white
they just
meat.
Yeah,
grind up.
they're extra. They're on the.
Shout out to
They've
Wendy's.
fixed their chicken problems.
Bro,
So
shout out to
McDonald's,
Wendy's with the
you're
4
getting
for
real
4,
chicken at
the
McDonald's.
Yes, on the
$5.
You're getting real
nuts.
chicken at McDonald's now because they've already went through.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
they're just
them
grinding up
nuts.
thousands of baby chickens at
Yeah,
once.
because
That's all it
Ew,
is.
ew,
All right, bro.
where they
It is 10:37.
Yeah.
Jesus
I am in the
Christ.
doghouse, literally.
Yeah, I do not doubt that for even.
You know
half
what?
second.
I'm not in the doghouse. Thankfully, my wife, she loves the game, so she's been on Twitch.
She's doing her own grind right now.
up until
I
That's
cannot play a video game
she
to save my
she
life.
got off about 9:00, so she's still sitting there for about an hour and a half, just going, "All right, where's my?"
Does
where's
she
my
make
man
money
at?"
at it? Because I know people that make
Not
money.
yet, man. But like Twitch is tough. Like she's got like 83, 84 followers right now. So every single follower she gets, like she messages me like, "Yo, I got another follower." It's like
She
'cause-
should personally
good for
shout
her,
them
though.
out and like use like all social media to promote her Twitch, like to bring it back in.
Okay.
And then like see this is how my brain works all the time and
For
it
sure.
doesn't stop.
That's what's up. That's why you're here.
It's like business mode for anybody and I can literally see it for anybody.
You're right.
And then like, I know there's certain like my son likes I don't know because I don't know anything about gaming, the light up keyboards that vibrate and
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
she's
So
got all that.
then
I got one.
you
Well,
put the
she's-
sponsors on like a sheet or something behind you too, or shout them out like, hey,
I'm trying to like sliver her way in where like I'm already gonna give her a sponsorship with Native, right? So like
Hell
now
yeah.
she can
And
have
then
her
she'll
own
have
Native like Kaylin Christine like
her
merch.
line,
be so cool.
Her own
see,
merch within our
That's
merch.
what I
That's
have
awesome.
always wanted is to
But
do
she
my
doesn't
own
want to do
merch.
it. She's like, oh,
What?
I don't have that many
Why?
followers. I don't want to do that.
But it'll
She'll
bring
build
make
more.
it.
Yeah, it
because
keeps
that's what
building
I
them.
have been
I'm like,
wanting
bro,
to do.
like do 6 of them and then we'll give them away. Like we'll
Yeah.
just fucking like hand them out to
and like
some
if
of
she
your followers.
goes, on TikTok or something, shows it off, on Twitch, like at the beginning of her Twitch, and I bet she's a cute thing.
She's gorgeous, and like, but the thing is like she's
Yeah.
literally
She needs to
I've
play
seen
it
pictures
up.
of you, too. It's
she's
perfect
on
couple.
Twitch because she's so dope at this game called Valorant. Like she gets aces all the
I
time,
don't
or like
know what-
like there's like. It's basically like Fortnite. There's like 8 on 8 or whatever. But like,
I can't
if you
even
get
figure
an
out
ace,
Fortnite.
it's like when you kill all 8. Like it's not you and like your friends. It's like you kill all 8 of the other people. Like you get
Oh,
an
damn.
ace. So she gets those all the time, and she's like, "God
Killing
damn it,
it.
I wasn't going live, but I did this." And I'm like, "Bro, like."
She should screen
got so many
record
other
too,
options.
and then,
She does. She
Yeah.
screen records all
and
of
then
it
make
and does
TikToks
all that
out of it,
stuff.
like if she says funny stuff, like I know I say some weird stuff
dude,
all
she
the
is-
time, like weird little sayings come out of my mouth
she
all the damn
curses
time.
these little fucking kids out. She's like, "You little fucking piece of shit." Fucking-
And then like if she
Like,
uses
oh, she's
like
so
the
good at what
bubble,
she
You should have heard what he
does,
said to
dude.
me.
Yeah.
She's so
These
good.
kids,
man.
they'll remember it.
Dude.
though.
Oh, my
Those
son was
kids
probably
shout out.
one that was probably chewing her back out because
Yeah.
he's a shit talker on
Man,
them games.
yeah.
I hear him in his room and I'm like, he actually got banned from PlayStation for 30 days because
Oh,
of shit
shit.
talking. I'm like, see, you
Yeah,
gotta
that stuff's
watch.
real.
You gotta watch. And he got beat up when he was 8 by an 8th grader because he was playing basketball with him.
Don't tell him.
Man,
And, I
that's
gotta
character
say
building
this.
right there.
He's gonna
And
be
he
like,
shit
"Damn,
talk.
Right, you know, this is
No,
the place to tell it.
No, he'll admit it. He'll admit this is where he learned his lesson on shit talking. If you can't back up your shit, don't shit talk. Because this kid was twice his size.
Yeah.
So he got knocked the fuck out because an 8th grader doesn't want to be beat by an 8-year-old.
Right.
For sure.
Even if they are the same size.
Yeah.
But, and my son he's a cocky little motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he, like, knows
Gets
his
it from
shit.
his mama. Get it from look.
The
like
apple doesn't fall far from
I
the
love
tree.
Devin because every time that you've gone off on a tangent, like
He's used to my tangent. He
like,
does
you
it
know
too.
it. Like
Yeah.
you're like, all right, here it comes. Here
Yep.
it comes.
Because he's
comes.
heard these
Just gonna
stories
ride
too.
the wave.
He's used to my
Man, I got to shout out though my boy because like that kid, like
His
he
kid
started
is so
drumming
sweet.
already.
That's what I was gonna ask if
he picked up
if he was like, how old is he and is he already banging?
He's 5. He's gonna be 6 in September. And last year he was like, "Daddy, I think I want a drum kit." And he was obsessed with.
And you
Mod
were like,
Son.
yeah, dude,
Yeah, I was like,
give
I'm
it
all
up.
about it. We got him a mohawk. He wanted fake tattoos. We got him those fake tattoos for kids.
The
like,
sleeves, yeah.
And then I taught him his first drum lesson, and he killed it. Like he just he wouldn't grasp it the first couple days, but then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, just do cha,
Nice.
cha, and it was steady.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went in there flipping out. I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"You got
There it is, there it is.
And he's sitting there
Keep doing
staring
that.
at me, and I'm like, "Don't stop,
Yeah.
stop, keep going."
Right.
Like I'm so proud of that little
That's
dude. He's so
awesome.
That is-
smart. He's so driven, and like he's so proud of me, and that just fuels me.
Yeah,
It's-
when your
it
kids
just-
are proud of
yeah.
you. Like
Yeah.
he's heard my
It's
kids
amazing.
like cheering me on and like
Shout out to the moms. Shout out to my
Bro,
son.
seriously.
Shout out to
Shout
the
out,
band.
shout out to the dad.
I
Shout
know
out to
what,
all the
man.
fans.
Baby
like
daddies,
everybody's
baby
that
mamas.
everybody that has
All.
supported, has supported, will support.
family,
everybody.
friends,
Appreciate it.
fans, especially
Love-
my family. and
I
friends
love
that put up with my
every
crazy
single
ass.
one of you.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Putting up with
and that's
me
and,
is
and
a
that,
whole
that's what really puts you
mess.
guys in a different category, man. Like I steered away from it at one point where like I was posting something on Instagram and then I would get like 6 or 7 comments. And
Yeah, I
would-
haven't even looked
I
at the
wouldn't-
comments. I'm scared.
Well,
Ugh.
no, well, that's the thing is like I used to not look at them. And it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you got 6 people that are
Interaction.
commenting on it.
I like
You-
every
you
comment I
better-
ever get.
That's
Good or bad.
That's not good enough. That's not
Yeah,
good enough.
I comment.
You've got to appreciate every single one.
Well,
of those
if
people,
it's
Yeah.
something
We
that's
we had a
clever,
fan.
Well, I'm sure you get a lot of
Well,
fucking
like,
riffraff in the
we
in the
had a
messages.
fan
Yeah, I bet
recently.
you
With
get a
us,
lot of
like if we get 6 people that are commenting, it's usually like, hey, where can I get that?
Right.
I like that.
it's
shirt.
not. You're so beautiful.
See-
you're my next wifey. Like it's. You can only hear that.
See,
crap.
we had a fan recently ask us why we didn't want to play the 21 Pilots cover, why we didn't ever put it out there, why we didn't promote it as much as we did everything else. And I couldn't just sit there and not comment because he asked a question that like any fan at any time would want to know a minor detail of. It's those little things that
that I'll
tick-
answer, but
And
like,
then like I was like, dude, like I mean, it's not our song. We didn't fully develop our own sound by that point because that was our second single out. And I was like, it was, you know, it was fun little gap filler, but you know, it's not us.
Right.
And he
Oh,
he got
no.
it. He made perfect sense of it, and he was like, I feel that. And because now with Come Down, like, just wait, we have 4 songs that we already have pre-production
What the
almost
hell?
completely done with. And then we will be planning trips to go to Capitol House to finish those.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then the whole EP
they are
will be
getting
done, and
serious
we'll be
with this
putting it out.
cornhole.
Yeah.
I'm
They're getting
sorry.
it.
I'm like.
I'm
ADD
seeing
is-
it as well, man. That
Yeah.
they get intense down here.
Did you see them like measuring his feet, like to make sure the boards were like?
Is that was what I
Yeah, that's
saw
what he was
something. I was
doing.
out
I
of
didn't
the
know
corner of
what
my
that was.
eye. I was paying attention to Devin, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
I was
happening?
seeing it out of my
The-
peripherals,
see,
being like,
the ADD
So
me is.
we
like,
need to I need to set one camera going this way just so people can see the riff.
That
raff.
would be
Oh,
dope.
they need it
That'd be
because
dope.
literally I've been sitting here watching like as people go by, and
love
then
it.
I'll like flash
call it-
put my camera on them, and they're like looking at me like I'm a crazy.
We
Well, I
call
am
it we
crazy,
call it the
but
peanut gallery because it's like you never know
it's like
what's going to pop
TRL
up.
back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yep.
yeah, you
That's
get all
what-
those
and that's-
reactions.
I need a
So-
banana suit and like a sign to like stand out of here like one day.
Like honestly, dude, like super shout out to Newport on the Levee, man. North American Properties, they're the people that
Shout out to the cornhole
so
players.
So the store that was outside, that was our. We were on a 24-hour lease. So if we fucked up, if
They got ping
somebody
pong.
came in and said, "Hey, we want this
Cornhole.
spot," we had 24 hours to get all of our stuff out.
Are you kidding?
If it like, bro, there was one guy that
That's
came
a
out
big
there.
risk.
I'd
There was
cry.
one guy that came out there and started spray painting on the ground what did he spray paint? He was putting like
Was he doing it just to?
it was against
Yeah.
us. It was like because he was trying he
yeah.
was saying that we were a fake Supreme or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh, I get it, because that one native shirt. But every company does something.
Bro, like I'm gonna tell you something right now. That's
I love that shirt.
That logo is so much closer to the Marvel logo than it will
Yes.
ever be
Yes.
to the Supreme logo. So anybody,
everybody
and
just associates
anybody
the
that sits there
colors.
and says, "Oh, you're not a Supreme," like, bitch, you're
They
not a
don't-
nerd, son. You're
and
not
then
a
they
nerd.
don't
Supreme's
know
not
their
even Supreme
designer
anymore since they sold
brands.
out.
For sure, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
And,
I mean, the owners of like I think Old Navy bought them.
and that's why everything's
Well, I've got
cheapened.
to Google that, bro.
I'm
I've
pretty
gotta
sure
It's
the
Google
gotten
that.
conglomerate
sold
that like
off.
owns that Old Navy
I
and
can
several
see it.
others
I
took
can
it.
see it, yeah.
Bro,
And now
oh,
nothing's limited,
oh,
so it's
shit.
not as valuable.
Bro, I almost flipped out the other day. I literally almost freaked out. Last night, I went on this tangent. So Mischief is this new brand, right? They're the ones-
Amazing.
Okay, so they're the ones that
She's
made the
on it.
shoes with the blood in the shoes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Shout out
they're-
to Mischief, because I was
so
looking
they're
at you
so
too.
they're doing a bunch of stuff online that's like I'm so mad that I don't own the company or that I don't work for them.
You're
like
like,
I
"That's brilliant."
I even posted like, yo, like I want to work for you. Like fuck Native. I want to work for you guys.
Yeah.
Bro,
I would sell my soul to work with them.
You can sell your soul to them apparently for and then
I
get
like
a
what
discount.
Liquid-
I ain't got much of a
which
soul
honestly,
left.
that's
kinda like what
something
Liquid
we
Death-
should do. Liquid Death does that. Not,
Liquid
not,
Death
not
does that.
Yeah,
I
I
sold my
just-
soul to
We
Liquid
should-
Death.
I literally
I'm not even
was
gonna front.
promoting
How
Liquid
is this
Death.
3 hours into the podcast?
So check this out, bro. So I'm going down this Mischief rabbit hole last night.
Oh yeah, I did it.
And
It's
and
bad.
I found out who the owner was, and it made me so fucking.
Are you
mad,
like a
bro.
serial?
Wait,
Who was it?
Okay, wait.
It
Are you
made
a
me-
Tell me.
serial?
Who was it?
Yeah.
Who is it?
He's a fucking nerd, bro. He's a nerd.
Okay.
Like I was hoping to see like
badass?
like an Asian Kanye West or a white Kanye West or somebody that's like
Got this new age style.
a real mad scientist, bro. Like how I am. Like I'm always fucking.
Bro, they only made one of you.
I've got this
Yeah.
ice pick, bro, and I'm banging away at this fucking diamond, right? And I'm just like chipping away at the edges. I'm not trying to like break this whole thing in half. I'm just chipping the edges so like everybody can eat on it.
Blood diamonds.
And like so, I see Mischief, and I'm like, I finally find out who this dude is, and my entire
World crashed
concept of
down.
my entire concept of streetwear is changed, dude. Changed.
Over a moment.
His name is Gabriel Whaley,
I'm gonna have to
Okay.
look
and
him
he
up.
is you're not a nerd. I'm sorry, you are not a nerd, bro. But like the photos, you
No,
are such a nerd.
A nerd
He's
is
a
a good
computer.
thing
He's a
these
computer.
days.
Good for him.
Good
Dude,
for
he's a-
him.
He's a
Because
computer
he
nerd.
learned
Yeah.
he learned it.
Dude, Joey
Bro,
Sturgis is a
he
nerd,
just-
bro.
He
He's a
is
straight
a
He's a
nerd.
nerd that
Anybody that
created a
looks at
whole
him.
genre.
Out
And
of just
I'll
being a
admit-
He's a
nerd.
I'll
G
admit
drummer,
I'm
and
a
he's a
nerd
great.
about
He
stuff.
created a whole genre
He killed
that
it.
we all
He
live
killed
by
it.
now, bro.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I
lived
still love
in
it.
the town
So,
for
let's
15
let-
years.
We got a
love
lot
the
of
nerds.
talking over
Yeah,
everybody.
let's,
right now.
let's love the nerds.
So
Let's
like
love
like
the
with
nerds.
this with like what I noticed when this happened, bro, was like it doesn't need to be somebody like me that always draws outside the square and is trying to like break the boundaries of shit. Like this Gabriel Whaley, like what he's done,
him out, guys.
he's
that clothing.
found the algorithm to
figured it out.
pinch the nerve of everybody, right? Like
Yeah.
Oh, my
so
God.
he does limited releases just like Supreme does, but he does it on yesterday. They released a 6-pack of water, and it's holy water with alcohol.
Yes, I saw that.
That's all it is. So it's
Yes.
a 6-pack for
That's
24 bucks,
gnarly.
bro. And do you
It's
want to know how you make holy
so
water?
Clever.
Doesn't it just get blessed by a priest?
You just have to bless water by a priest, bro.
Yeah.
So all they did was they took water and a little bit of alcohol,
Splash of vodka.
and put it in a fucking a 12-ounce
That's
can.
crazy.
Had it blessed by a fucking priest, and now this is holy water with alcohol, with 5% alcohol in it.
That is
But it's
wild.
smart.
6-pack for 24 bucks.
Smart.
That's so smart. And
is smart.
And
he only
from
makes.
from the company that got online, got their.
See, that's what I want to do with my
priesthood,
brand. Is like I want to
and,
make
like,
Black
you don't
Dog
know that.
limited,
Yeah.
strictly limited
See?
everything.
Bro, I'm
like
sweating.
per
I'm
season.
sweating right now because
I'm
this
sweating
aggravates me
balls.
so much.
It's one of those things that's like, it's brilliant.
Oh my
I should have
God,
I
bro,
should have
like-
capitalized on this years ago.
His brain's
This
working at a different
I need,
frequency.
I,
bro.
I need a Gabriel Whaley on our team. I need somebody who is so in tune with the internet and technology. He doesn't know shit about streetwear. He knows 99% about
He sees what's
technology.
He knows
and
what
sh-
the statistics are.
he knows how to pinch the nerve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 5% knowledge of streetwear. He just tied the two together, and this dude is flying past everybody else, dude.
Yeah,
He's going
I've
to be
seen-
bigger
He
than
has to
Supreme.
have
That
a great
magazine
He will
that
be.
had the
I'm
scratch
And Supreme's
shaking,
dying.
bro.
the
Supreme's
scratch
dying
and
right now.
the scratch and sniff,
Listen,
gasoline.
listen to this.
Oh my goodness! When I smelled that, I was like, I'm at a gas station right now inside our store.
So
It
so he
smells
had
just
so
like
so
gasoline.
so every month they come out with a magazine, right? And the magazine is basically like a 50-page
God, now I want in that
like
one.
like flimsy magazine. You open it up and it's got like advertisements that like it's called betterbuys.com instead
Yeah.
of Best Buys. So they
Oh.
create a website where you can go on this website, and if you want a new like Sony X an A7000 camera, whatever the new one is, like if it's $1,200, you go to this website and you say, okay, I want this Sony A7000 and I want it for $699. So this mischief will take what you want, they'll spin it, and they'll turn it into tigershop.com, which is a real website, and they'll give you a real code where you can go to Best Buy, because Best Buy fucking
Price matches?
price matches, bro. So you can go in there with
That's
a $12.99 camera and say, hey, tigershop.com's got it for $6.99, and you show them, and they can literally physically scan it, and it'll show, yep, tigershop.com.
All right, we got to do it.
Damn.
Gotta do it.
That is awesome.
That was in the
That's
last
brilliant.
magazine.
That is so brilliant.
Not only that, there was another 2-page article that said how to get out of work early, and it was a little 4x6 page, and it said it had 5 things, and it said scratch and sniff. 1, scratch this fucking card
That's kind of sketch
and
too.
put it on you or next to your desk. Step 2, go, hey, does anybody else smell gas? And it's like if you scratch and sniff, it smells dead on the odor of gas coming out of a house, bro.
That is crazy.
So they go.
That
they
would
go-
give me such
they go-
anxiety.
They go step 3, have everybody move to your desk or where that card is to solidify.
Oh.
I smell gas too.
Oh, wow.
And then
'Cause then
step
it's
4,
real. That is
get the manager
brilliant.
involved, and then everyone has to go outside.
Mine's blown now.
Step 5, while we're outside, I'm gonna go grab coffee. Does anybody want some? And it says step 6,
my God.
congratulations, you just have the day off of work.
That is
it's like
so
That is brilliant.
bro, they got
You're
to do that.
welcome,
They got to do
basically.
it once a month. They got to come up with something new next month to do
But
it.
there's probably someone
There's
random
somebody that's probably got a list of
mischief.
stuff.
Like I could tell you how to get.
I guarantee you
woman
it's
to get
somebody
out of
that's got a list
speeding
of stuff.
That's
ticket.
why I want to work. You need to work with them. I want to work with them. Like they
I
need
know
people
how
like
to-
us to get involved over
Like
there,
I
bro.
can get myself
I
out of
feel
a
that.
lot of trouble.
Yeah. so shout out to Mischief and shout out to Gabriel Wally.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that clothing company.
I probably shouldn't tag you in this because I apologize for calling you a nerd, dude. But you are a
that's
genius.
the thing nowadays.
That is there's a
That's a
stigma to that, and we're gonna
compliment.
fix that, man.
Dude, I'm a
Like,
secret like anime, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
comic
he's
book
an-
nerd.
I like
To a T.
research. I like gangster era stuff.
I do not like sounding ignorant, so I study everything.
I still play RuneScape, man. When I
Ain't
was a
nothing
kid,
wrong with it.
I
Nothing
don't
wrong
even
with
know
it.
what that is.
You know
I
what?
It
played
doesn't
with-
matter.
I played in the
but it's
dark.
a game. It's
Bro,
a game
I
that I
stay
play. I used to
posted-
play music to it. I would be watching it, and I'd be like doing on my bass. I'd be like playing the game, and I'd be like, it's like multitasking. It's my early multitasking.
I stay nested with my son
I
playing
first
Spider-Man
discovered-
and Batman all day.
Yeah,
like I have
dude.
no shame in it.
Dude, I first
It's fun.
discovered Day to Remember, and I'm like, this band's amazing. I'm gonna learn their songs. I'm just like, but I'm playing this little game, like and like now it's mobile, whatever. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a thinking game. It's a click,
Yeah.
click, click, click. But like it's just something you think about, whatever. But like
Strategy game.
Yeah, but it's like just thinking. I think when I play it, but at the same time, but when I was younger, I was like, it was a way to focus.
Right.
But I'd play guitar and bass and stuff, and my mind was just so focused
It's also
on
a way to help pass the time of
Yes,
practice and get
right.
those times
Dead
in
time. It's
without
called dead
without
time, yeah.
actually thinking about it.
I'm not thinking about anything.
And then the next
but
day you're
my
like,
fo-
oh, I already know this. Wow.
Exactly. Like
I love
chew,
that.
like they say, chew gum when you're trying to memorize something.
Yep.
Kind of the same concept. Chew gum when you're trying to memorize something. As you chew it,
Never heard that before.
Yep.
Bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
neither
See,
have I.
Yeah.
I chew gum
If
all
you
the
wanna,
time.
if, so
I
in
can't remember
college,
jack
if you want to
shit.
remember everything,
That's a good timing thing too.
Yep.
Actually, musicians will chew gum. My band will testify to this that I did it and our guitar player did it during recording for the last single because, I mean, our timing was on it when we were chewing gum. I can't
Yep.
explain why, but that was the
It
thing.
makes all the difference.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But all right,
All
guys.
right, dude.
yeah.
So handles. So if you
Handles, yep.
if somebody wants to get a hold of Safety Net or you, Devon, Devon yourself,
It's weird to see it on the screen
right?
I'm
Yeah,
tripping,
no, this
like-
is
Safety Net is just Safety Net on Facebook. It's SafetyNet_official on Instagram, if I'm correct. I'm pretty positive that's the
as
one.
seen on TikTok.
And then
too.
the Dev Robinson for Snapchat, Instagram, and
we'll tag all the stuff below as well.
yeah,
And then
that drummer Havoc is for Instagram because I have that nickname.
I say yeah.
Yeah.
No, we actually tagged you in this, so you should be in like the headliner as
Right
well.
on, I appreciate
And
that.
then so for you, so if it's just
It's just shamelessly reckless, unless it's Twitter, because Twitter had to be ridiculous.
shamelessly wreck.
It's shamelessly wreck. And then my
Twitter changes every month.
Snap
You should
is
just
Mira
do
Elise.
less and then whatever you want to tweet.
Well, no, that
That's
was
pretty cool.
all I could put in the thingy, and I was like,
See, that's why I
"Oh,
love. I put my
letters."
band's initials and things most
But
of the time. I'm like
it's
Devon
gotta be
SN,
the whole
Havoc SN.
thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that because
No,
nobody's
it's-
gonna have it.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be shamelessly reckless. Like that's what it is. Like I'm going to try to get shamelessly.
You could do
tattooed on the
Mira
top.
SR or SR Mira.
Well,
too,
no
if
one
you
can
wanted to.
ever pronounce my names. I always get
Shamelessly
called
reckless.
Myra Alice, so it's just easier
Ooh,
for everybody.
wee.
Yeah, and then my
I get
maiden
called
name.
Devon.
Well, I
a
won't say
lot.
what my maiden name is.
People are
'cause,
like
yeah.
stretching it too far,
Yeah.
bro.
Well,
Yeah.
I got that O instead of an I or an A, so immediately
like
it's not Devon,
Devon.
it's Devon.
Devon.
And I'm just sitting there like,
Okay.
Like
really?
it's
All right.
It's bougie.
My last name Eisler has been pronounced Eiler, Isler, everything. It's Eisler. It's German.
See,
it's
in
straight.
high school and
It's
elementary, everybody
never
knew my
ending.
middle name, so that was a curse because my
Oh.
middle name was Christopher and my last name's Robinson. So I got
Christopher
Christopher
Robinson.
Robinson. all
Oh
the time.
man.
Yeah, that's terrible,
Winnie
bro.
the
Oh, Christopher Robinson.
See, I use my son's middle name as my, I guess, stage last name, just because it makes it harder for people to find me, because y'all some creepy creeps sometimes.
I
And
bet. I
The
could only
internet. The internet's
imagine.
powerful place.
Yeah, you can have someone's last name and you can look up anything. Like that's how I'm a super sleuth on things. Like
Ah,
you
funny.
can find anything out about anyone these days.
oh, for sure.
So yeah, I use my son's middle name. That's how I came up with my stage name, and then the reckless. I do dumb shit, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Well,
Right.
the gyms you find at the end of the podcast. Whoever's listening, you got a gym.
Yeah, I do. Well, any of my followers will know
Good
and
yeah.
then if they're following me on Snapchat, they usually will see some shenanigans. I try to be smart these days. I'm getting older.
Instagram's your go-to, right? That's
Yeah,
that's
a
the one.
Snapchat. I post like my daily life. Like if I'm just driving down the road, I'll be
Yeah,
singing
yeah,
a
yeah.
song.
Facebook's my
Yeah.
big thing.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah.
That's more my
It's got
family
the bigger
and
fan
friends.
base for me. So
But I'm creating a
It's
business
weird, right?
one
It's,
again.
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to jump ships, man. It's hard to like tackle on a new
Yeah.
social media.
see, I
account.
got lucky with TikTok because the drum cover I did for Cincinnati, like I did a drum playthrough,
It's so
and
pretty.
then it ended
though.
up hitting like 17,000. Like filmed it all myself, edited all myself, did everything. Hit 17K in less than a month, and I was like,
Awesome. Great for you.
what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, and it was my first like
Yeah.
true like shot at TikTok, and I was like,
Sitting in the
wow.
open
That
sea because
reminds
TikTok's
me
great
of
because
to
it's an
make
open sea.
some-
It really is.
They don't have any bias. They
I
just
love
let
it.
everyone be equal playing field,
because
and
they're
then what
from
happens?
Oh, yeah.
China.
Now
Hey,
them
is
that what-
copyrights,
is that what's
them
going on?
Yeah,
copyrights
they're-
are a bitch.
All
though.
inclusive.
Bro, they don't
They're-
give a fuck.
No,
like
they
that
will
was-
shadow ban your shit,
So-
mute it in a heartbeat.
Bro, so like for our end, when it comes to like clothing industry, like I've been told 4 years ago before I even got good at what I did, like yo, like don't like if you're gonna outsource your shit, don't go to China because if it gets good, they will knock it off, bro. They will
Yep.
literally like I can get hats made in China for $5 each and get them sent here. Like I paid $12 to $15 each in the States, bro. But
Right.
like if we go overseas and do it for 5 or 6, they go, look, if they like this shit, they're gonna reproduce it, and they'll have a whole new
gonna knock
native
it off.
store, bro. They'll put a whole native store out there. I won't even know
Oh
it.
yeah,
Like,
there's so many
That's like
companies
there's so
that
many
don't realize.
designers.
and they
are
don't
knocked
give a
off.
shit, bro. They have fake Apple stores in China where like you can literally walk in and buy a fake Apple where it's got the Apple logo on the front of the building and everything, man. So
They don't
like,
give a shit out there.
That's crazy, bro.
No, they'll rip
It's
off anybody for that buck.
Absolutely insane, man.
There's no loyalty there.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing.
They don't need it though because they're in
Yeah.
a different playing
They
field.
don't.
Different
Yeah.
playing
They
field. Yeah.
They're in that mass
They're
production
totally
thing.
mass market.
Like, I was-
Everyone's there to spend the money on the name brands, and if their name brand is their name brand, they'll sell it.
See,
Oh,
outside
God,
of music,
yeah,
I'm
especially
an
like the designer stuff. You can
see,
get hurt.
outside of music, I'm an industrial boy. Like I was born and bred like
Oh, I'm still
getting
facing it
getting
this way.
work done, and like I've worked in factories for my entire life in manufacturing too. So it's like I can see where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, man, you're killing the market.
Yeah.
Like you're just annihilating everybody that's putting forth all this heart into it.
Oh, yeah.
By just stealing.
That's why I like to only
it's
work
disrespectful.
with companies that are American.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if they have like a cause, they stand behind too. Like
A lot
shout
of-
out to Grunt Style. I love Grunt Style. I love that they.
I thought they were
hire-
local for a while. 'Cause,
They
like,
were
I,
Chicago for a while, and then they went down to Texas.
I saw them posting around here. Like I saw a lot of the clothes popping up around town, and I was like, wait a minute, bro. Like this is.
They were one of the first companies I modeled for. They took a chance on me when I had like 5,000 followers.
Good for them, man.
And I
good for them.
they-
Good for
I
you
love
because
that
like
they
they're
give back.
and that's honestly like so that's a high note that we need to take because Grunt Styles, like they're way out there now, right? So like they're getting advertised on our podcast. So like what if like we need to get that level where like somebody else is on a podcast in Texas and they're like, yo, native, you know what I mean? Like these guys are dope.
Oh yeah.
Man,
And that's-
the
and that's-
chance I get to
And
do
that-
other podcasts, I am going to be dropping names
Oh yeah,
like
like
bombs,
I
dude.
will drop native.
That's the
anywhere.
one thing. That's
Like,
the
I'll
one thing.
drop it
Any video I
Wicked
had with you
clothing.
guys in it, like I have, like that was the first thing I did was tag you dudes. 'Cause,
You
like,
know what, dude?
I
And-
respect the hustle. Like the moment I met you, I was like, this dude is about it. I get it. I get the
appreciate you,
I
entirety
bro.
love
of the
those
entire
hats
thing.
in that
Like
video. Those were perfect.
I was all about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tag it every bit.
I
Because these
appreciate
dudes
you,
are-
bro, and I appreciate you rocking that Dark Sport too, man.
Dude,
Shout
out to them. I love Dark Sport. Dark Sport and Civil Regime, brother sister companies.
Yeah, bro.
I
Love
literally
it.
do
So
not have anything sponsored.
you're oh shit.
I was literally trying to see.
You guys are about to leave in some native stuff. Hold on.
Ooh,
Oh,
hell yeah!
shit. I was like,
I'm glad you said that because I've
'Cause-
made these custom made for you guys.
guys do
today.
hear that
wow.
custom made for us.
Thank you so much.
And
This is
so
exciting.
right.
I'm
So
so excited. Like I'm a little schoolgirl over here.
check this one out. So all right. So this here. Oh, you already did it, my man. See that? See that's why we're boys, bro.
Yeah,
So-
I got
so-
you.
I freaking love
So
that.
that's a cutoff, and like what the nice thing about the DTG printer is like it's able to like print right off the edge, right? So this
And
this
the
shirt
way
was
it's
cut, right. It was cut before I printed on it.
it's real
right?
slick.
So,
What?
So this is the new logo that I made last night. So this is
You
Native
made
brand.
that last night.
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah, Native brand Los Angeles. So that was for you.
Freaking
Hell yeah.
love it.
And
I
then
would
I
change
made
right now, but
I
then
made the
there's
Native
people.
brand in Indianapolis version. So like it's got the silver on it, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
So I did silver on this one for you, man. So
Thanks
this
so
is
much,
Native
man.
brand Indie, bro, for you.
It looks,
Dude,
I
yes.
love that
Thank you
did
so
LA
much.
for
Yeah.
me
Shout out to
because-
these dudes. I love every one of them.
Because
Like,
like
this is
LA
great.
would be so totally something. I wouldn't rock Indianapolis. Psh, I hate Indianapolis.
Well,
I
and
was
that's
born and
like-
bred. I'm gonna rock that.
And
shit.
that's why I said, yo, like let me, because I could have made the LA one for you, but I'm like, no, I know he's gonna want the Indie one.
And
I appreciate
I'm
it.
bougie,
And
I'm
you're
like
gonna
an
want that
LA
LA
girl,
one.
Like
Yeah.
Miss
You know,
LA.
Indy's got
And
its bad
that
reps.
pink,
It's-
too.
Indy's got its
Yes,
bad
this
reps, and
pink
it's
is
dog.
pretty.
It
Bro.
gets dogged on a lot,
Dude,
but dude, it's
Cincinnati
home.
is the same way. Cincinnati
Every-
gets
every
dunked on
city's
a
that
lot.
way,
Cincinnati
man.
is
We're
changed
I've
so much.
embraced
Midwest rocking, bro.
Yeah,
We're
I've
good.
embraced that. You know, Indiana's home.
Yeah.
Like I'm an Indianapolis boy.
I'll never forget being in
I'm
LA, actually meeting with the label and stuff and doing my thing, and we had an interview. We had to bring a resume and everything for a band, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
that's
have
what
a whole
do. You have to,
profile.
it's a whole thing. You have to bring a resume, like as if you're
Yeah.
going for a job. But when people found out we're from Cincinnati, they're like, "Oh, you getting out of that spider web of Cincinnati? Good
Yeah.
luck, man!" And like there was such a stigma from being Cincinnati, and I was like, "I think there's a huge music scene here," and they're like, "Ah, you're lucky you're here."
There is, just like
And it's-
Indiana, there is
yeah,
a huge music
it's
scene.
terrible,
but the
man.
problem is like everybody that gets out of it only gets so far, and that's why so many people are like, "Oh, you're an Indiana band." man.
Yeah, like they feel bad for you.
And it's like,
Just when you say you're from
do not make
Indiana.
me feel bad because I promise you I will get where I need to be.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
where you're at, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry. But
I
like,
don't-
just yeah.
I don't need to go to LA to eat shit for 3 years before I
Nah.
fucking get good. You know what I mean? Like I can get
I don't
good
need to
right
go to
here.
the Sunset
Yeah.
Strip.
Get good right
Yeah.
here in the
I
Midwest, bro.
I'm a gypsy soul, so for me, it's like wherever the wind takes me, that's where I'm gonna go.
For sure.
That's just how I don't know. Like that's why I've done so many jobs. That's why I've done like wherever the opportunity like.
That liquid
fate
death
and
made me
destiny.
gotta pee.
Yeah, bro. All right,
And
well,
liquid death
we'll-
keeps
we'll-
you
we'll wrap it up.
hydrated and
Yeah.
makes you pee.
Yeah,
Shout out
shout out to
Devon.
Liquid Death, man.
Yes.
We
Shout
have
out
we
to
have a
Liquid
couple
Death.
sponsors on our podcast. Duffified. If you guys
Renegade,
know
the
Chef
Relentless.
Brian Duffy, he's a celebrity chef, but he's actually sponsoring the podcast now. So we've got some ducats coming in for that, which is
I'm
cool,
gonna
man.
have to try.
But this Friday I'm going to be on Kiss 107 with John and friends. So,
Yes.
Hey.
hell
So
yeah.
that's super dope. It's a
Yay.
long time coming,
That's
man.
rad.
Yeah.
I used to work for Kiss 107. I
think I
interned for
remember you
them
Like
when
I
I was
can,
like 20 years
your
old.
voice, like it, like now that you say that, like it's like I can hear it.
Yeah, it's funny
like, it's
because
the
like I should have coined a phrase when I was like 19 years old. It was holla. Like it was like way back in the day, like because it was like Storm Bennett he'd always get on air. He's like, yo, this is Storm Bennett, and I got my boy Jay Banks on, and I'd be like, holla.
Holla.
And Storm Bennett was always like, yo, you need to coin that shit, bro. Like
And
all of a
then
sudden,
look.
like I
And then it
think
starts
like
popping.
Holler at the
I think
Native
Ja
brand.
Rule or somebody ended up. I just started
Holla. Yeah, Ja- I think
ran
it
with
was-
it. It was
yeah.
somebody, bro. It was one
Holla.
hip hop artist. I was like, God
Yeah,
damn it,
it sounds
dude.
like
Yeah,
Ja
it's
Rule.
like should have capitalized on that one.
But anyways, I'm gonna be on. So this is actually really exciting because this Friday it's May 13th, right? So
Yeah.
May 13th is
Friday
five.
the 13th.
It's Friday the 13th, and it's 513
You
day.
need to see yourself.
Right,
Wow,
so that's
yes.
513. So that's
shit.
something that we hooked up with Mayor Cranley like 4 or 5 years ago, the mayor of Cincinnati, and he actually declared Cincinnati 513 Day or Ohio
That is
513 Day on May 13th.
I love that.
What?
Like
That is-
Native pushed that through. Native and Q102 pushed that through,
Dude,
man. So
I love that.
So shout out to those guys for helping it.
Friday the 13th are always
making
my
happen.
luckiest day.
I love
Isn't
it,
that
dude.
weird?
And
I
that's
love
my
it.
sister's birthday.
Those are
Shout
the-
out to my sister.
Those are the luckiest days for me.
Bro,
Legit.
like
So
my
many
my
shout-outs.
my wife was like, "Oh my
So
God, you're
cute.
going on air on like, ooh, that's Friday the 13th." Like I'm, like she was kind of like nervous. I'm like,
Superstitious.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love the fact I'm going on Friday the 13th. It's like there's nothing
Yeah.
better than going on a day like that because people are like superstitious and they're watching out and they're being careful and they're paying
Yeah.
attention, and it's like, like one
More
thing,
inclined
bro.
to what's around them.
One thing that I'm gonna do on the radio that you're gonna fucking notice, I'm gonna have a little ding ding. I'm gonna have a text message sound on my phone when I'm going live. So when I'm live, in the background you're gonna hear ding ding every once in a while, and that's gonna be for the people that aren't listening, that are in the car.
It'll
they're
make
gonna hear
them-
that ding ding.
That
They're gonna
is genius.
they're gonna
They're gonna
grab.
react.
They're gonna look at their phone. They're gonna grab their phone and go, wait a minute, no text message. What was
Yeah.
that? Well, and now all of a sudden
That's
they're
brilliant.
alert.
Yep.
Bro, come on, man. Marketing. Let's go.
We got
See,
this.
All right.
everything.
It's
is-
11:08. This is
Oh.
now officially the longest podcast that we've had. It's been over
Of
3 hours.
course,
Congratulations,
of
everybody.
course.
Yeah, we spent a half
If
hour
we
longer than we wanted
first
to.
were last,
all right.
Record breaking.
Worth it.
I
All right,
had
and-
I had to throw in, a Talladega.
My
Nights.
bladder
you
is
know-
destroying itself.
Shake and bake.
You know what?
Shake and bake.
You know what's funny is like
My
I
shake and bake partner
I
is
had it in
here.
my head right before we went live. I wanted to sit here and say a phrase. I wanted to try to get my voice clear, and I wanted to clear my throat like how Ron Burgundy did, and I wanted to say, oh damn, what was it, bro?
That's like one of my favorite
the-
movies. Well, any Will Ferrell.
The yard gnome had a normal penis.
Oh,
The yard gnome had a normal sized penis. The yard gnome had a normal sized penis. I wanted to say that like 3 or 4 times right before we went live just to fuck you guys up, man. And I forgot
That
to do
would
it.
have
but-
I would've
fucked me
laughed.
up because
Yeah.
my son made a TikTok the other day that said I saw my grandpa say penis, and it has been stuck in my head, and I don't know why he did it. And he did like an auto tune with it, and it's like
Hilarious.
it is freaking because it's a soccer player going around a ball, and it looks like a penis. He looks like a penis, and I'm thinking, what What is my kid doing?
The only line that
They're-
comes to
they're-
my head is like, "I'm the ghost with the most, babe."
Nah.
I gotta love that.
I'm a huge Will
hilarious.
Ferrell fan.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys.
Well, we appreciate you for tuning into another
Thanks for
episode
having
of
us.
the
Hey.
PowWow. Yeah, dude, I really appreciate you guys coming
Appreciate
down. I
you.
know you have a long trip back.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no, it's only like an hour and a half.
You
2
don't.
hours.
I do.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I'll
Thank you
take
guys.
the long
Thank you
way.
guys so much.
For sure, man. Well,
Yes,
so
thank you
so I
for
wanna
having
I wanna
us.
bring you back, you guys back on, and
Anytime. We would love
I think you
to.
know what I think 12 months from now, I think you
Oh,
guys are gonna
God.
be in a whole nother like realm.
Stratosphere.
I was
Crazy
gonna
to
say
think.
24 months, but I really think in 12 months you guys
You-
are gonna be
your world
on
can
another
change
on another.
so
There's
much.
going to be a
trajectory,
lot
so-
of releases,
and
in
we'll be a
year
part
for
of it.
me.
We'll help you make it.
All right, so
And
I
will
love
be,
you.
I'll be
May-
pouring out native like
Yeah.
everywhere I can.
We'll get you on
Yeah.
Madison Live stage. We'll make it.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
bro,
buddy.
you
I'll
got-
manage
you-
this
We'll be
shit.
there.
You
You'll be
definitely
there.
manage
you
it.
have a
We're
place.
gonna make something happen. I promise you.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'll kick people.
I'm all
behind
for it, man. And any
the
way I can
behind
support
the
you guys
stage.
too, you know I will.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
we're
guys are amazing. Like,
Hey,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Native.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you
hope-
guys for having
I hope
us.
you guys enjoyed
Shout out
this.
to Native.
Everybody on Shamelessly Reckless's page, we appreciate you. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Shout out to
Thanks for
them.
tuning
It's
in.
11/11. Make a wish.
Hey, all right,
Am I
everybody.
wish-
All right.
So that'll wrap it up with another episode of the PowWow. And
can't
again,
do this.
that's real. That's why I love
I was, like,
love
trying to
this
be all
I love this
sexy and I can't
snort.
do
I
it.
love
The
the snort because
authenticity.
that's just legit. That's just I'm having a good time and can't
I
hold
feel
it
that.
in.
yeah,
man,
like
so.
I was trying to like end it all sexy, and then like it was looking awkward. Like
That's
I had
funny.
to.
Epic
Well, hey,
win.
I'm really proud of you guys, man.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
I'm a fan of you, and I'm a fan of you. and
Thank
like,
you.
I'm
Huge fan of you guys as well.
Bro, like
Yes.
like the fact that you're almost 3 years sober and you're still out
Yeah,
rocking.
man.
That's
Thank
mad
you.
props.
Thank
That-
you.
Mad
that-
props, man,
There's a
for
lot
sure.
of props to it, man.
It was a
because-
lot of work, but I'm proud of it.
Bro, and now you've got like the way that I look at the situation is like now that the drugs aren't involved, like you're like one of those thoroughbreds, bro. You've got
Yeah.
those blinders on,
Yeah.
where you can't see the shit behind you. You're
That rain is gone and the clouds are-
You're focused on that finish line, bro, and I can't wait. 12 months from now,
He's gonna be.
I'm
a
gonna have to pay
household
to get you
name.
back in here, but we're gonna get
Oh,
you in
God.
here.
Oh no,
Focus
for
on the
Native, I will do
future.
anything and everything for
Hey,
you.
I'm
They're the homies.
I was hoping you were gonna say that because I'm gonna hold it to you, bro.
Because
Do
you
it.
always got to remember
Dude,
who was
I
there
am
for you
I am
when
die
you came
I am
up.
die
Oh,
hard
yeah.
for the people that are there for me. I am there for. You know,
My man.
That's loyalty.
Dark Sport, Brandon Hendrickson, let's roll, bro. I
Dark
appreciate
Sport,
it, man.
Native,
I can't believe
all
you
the boys.
came in rocking that, man.
Dude, I love 'em.
Like that shirt's
I
super
literally
fire, bro.
have like 15 shirts from them.
All right, well, Dark Sport, if you're watching, man, here's an up and coming drummer that needs to start rocking your clothes.
He's
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody,
Like,
we'll
literally
we'll see you
rocking
next
it
week
right
on
now.
another episode of the PowWow. Until then, hey, what's
Hey.
going on, brother?
What up? Hey.
All right,
He's at
we'll
the Pete Rose on. Charlie
Yeah.
Hustle.
All right, we'll see you guys soon,
Later.
man. Appreciate
Later,
you,
man. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
It's funny. He's
Oh, my ears.
eyes are always in.
My ears feel like they're
Bye.
sweating.
My
I
ears
feel
have
like
like an
I've been-
indentation,
I feel
like
like
back
I'm
on my
yelling.